Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I loved it.
My name's Jay Milne. #Blue.
Our sports update deliverer, the Coon.
I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up today. You know what, Reid? You might be on to something.
All right, here's what's going on in the nest.
There was once a team named of oil. In their own end, they neglected to toil. Defensive gaffes, Lomberg laughs. Does Mark Stone look like a gargoyle? I've written. Did you just do a spit take? You heard the limerick before. I read it for you this morning.
It was the gargoyle. It gets me.
Gets you every time. That is a show opening limerick. I decided to write one today, based on the Oilers' loss last night to the Calgary Flames. So that was nice, eh? They win 3 in a row, and then they lose 3 in a row. Let's just give it right back. Oh, what a team. What a team indeed. Seth Jarvis is going to fill in for Braden Point at the Olympics. No go for Zach Hyman. What do you think?
Are you surprised? Is anybody surprised?
I'm not surprised.
Seth Jarvis is a Team Canada guy. We talked about this before.
Well, he's got 25 goals.
He's not a bad player.
He's not an incompetent poohead.
And honestly, I mean, at this point, this is settled. This is done. Zach Hyman, just rest your little face. Get some sun. You know, put the feet up. Maybe take some ice baths. Just chill out.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, but I'm not surprised, Reid. I'm not surprised.
No.
This is a Four Nations face-off guy. Clearly, the management and the people that are pulling the strings for this team want their guys there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so whatever. Lots to talk about with the Oilers. We will take a deep dive into Draisaitl's comments after last night's game, and also just some other issues we see with the team or where they might go from here once they get back after the Olympic break. Just quickly to offer some thoughts here, I was very encouraged by what Draisaitl said. No, I'm not saying encouraged that I think, they're going to come out and play 850 hockey after the Olympic break, but I was encouraged that a leader, one of the most important players on the team, and yes, his performance can be criticized as well. I've been hearing that throughout the day on EST too, but actually came out and said, this is messed up. As opposed to, like, we talked at length about Jari's postgame on Saturday. Hey, Tristan, how'd you play? Well, I don't know. Did you see how bad it's in front of me? That's basically what he said. And then you had Kasperi Kapanen on Tuesday night. Basically, well, you guys didn't have a great homestand. If you say so, we got another game tomorrow. That's what I'm thinking about. Well, guess what, Kasperi? You lost that one too, in the same fashion you've been losing games. So I was glad to hear Draisaitl come out and say, This is not good enough. We better wake up. I loved how he worded the word. He said we can't lollygag all the time.
Yeah, bonus.
Do I think that he was? Do I think that he was saying that his coach should be fired? No, I think he was just saying everybody can step up and do a better job at the level at which he operates. The guys who are in the dressing room right before they go out on the ice, the coaching staff and the players. So hopefully it makes a difference when they get back. I do think we can continue to debate how much better are they capable of playing, which may be another issue entirely. But just quickly, what did you think of that?
Yeah, fired up, passionate, obviously emotional right after a game. Do I think Leon woke up today and said, this is how I gauge it, Reid? Do I think Leon woke up this morning and said, ooh, I don't know if I should have said that? Not a chance. I think he's been wanting to say that. Now is probably the best time, because you're going to take a break. You're going to decompress. You're going to get away. But shots fired by Leon, that's what a captain does. That's what a leader of a team does, is call things out for what they are when they're not going your way. So, yeah, I mean, we got a lot more to get into about this, I know, but that's my, Cole's notes of it, Reid.
Yeah, I didn't mind hearing that at all. All right, you can get in touch, of course. 780-218-9999 is the text line. The afternoon inbox presented by River Crew Resort and Casino. Don't forget, the watch party for the Super Bowl is Sunday. The doors at 3:30, kickoff at 4:30. Tickets starting at $35. It includes an all-you-can-eat buffet. Tickets at rivercreekresort.com and find out about all the other great shows and events and promotions they have going on there. If you'd like to email us, you can use Reid at edmontonsportstalk.com or Jay at edmontonsportstalk.com. We usually get a limerick or 2 or 3 per day, so that's always fun. iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, great ways to stream us on audio streaming apps. You can just get those on your phone. Really easy to get. It's no different than going to an old-fashioned radio. It's actually easier than tuning a station.
It is.
In a lot of ways, so don't be intimidated by that, and make sure you show other people how to do it.
Technically, you can only listen to radio in the car, or if you have a radio.
Right.
Who has radios anymore?
Yeah.
Right?
I still have a clock radio by my bed.
Well, maybe
actually.
a clock radio, sure.
Yeah.
But
you know who probably had... I actually have several radios around my office/home, Jason Milne. You must have saw them when you dropped by attempting to sell me advertising about a year ago. I think we're close to the 1 year. This has to be because it was during the Four Nations face-off. I believe the bookbinder first appeared on the show.
Probably.
We're going to have to double-check the date.
Probably.
Anyway,
Well,
yeah. Anyway, you can we will replay it because you were peeing.
Oh, that was...
Even I was having trouble controlling myself.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's how you can get us streaming. We also are on YouTube, which is pretty cool. The YouTube channel is Edmonton Sports Talk. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 14,000 subscribers. That's an awesome total. Now, for each individual program, so our thumbs reset at 3 o'clock. So you got to get in there and click. Give us a thumbs up.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
All right. And once you've given the thumbs up, then give us a...
Do you believe in life after love?
Send the show link off to somebody else via email or text and encourage them to get involved in our community and talk Oilers and talk Super Bowl and get the words of the day and all the cool stuff that we do. We're going to have a great Super Bowl guest pretty early in the show today. In about 12 or 13 minutes, Tony Grossi from 850 ESPN Cleveland, one of the top guys really covering the NFL.
Sure.
Has a Hall of Fame vote, so maybe we'll see if he'll comment on this Belichick gate. I'm going to call it Belichick gate.
Oh,
yeah,
you don't like the gates.
No, but I'm going to use it totally weirdly to annoy people. Or I'll just call it Bill Gate.
Bill Gate.
Yeah.
I like Bill Gate.
Yeah. So anyway, get in there and click the thumbs up and the share and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. All right, we got to get going here. We got things clipping along. So let's get to your afternoon headlines. They are presented by 100.3 The Bear, Edmonton's best rock. Stream them on iHeart today. This is Chet Palmer with your sports report. Another ugly one for the locals. Good golly, Greg Jolly. Not even the Washington Generals lose to the Flames. Let's hope the Olympic break gives them a jolt of gusto. Dandy Dry will carry the German flag at the Five-Ring Circus. Good thing you don't have to play defense in the opening ceremonies. Hey, a little bit of golf. It's the Waste Management Open. Since when was it kosher to name a tournament after garbage collection? Hey, Jason Milne, is that Oscar the Grouch in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? I'm Chet Palmer.
Chet never fails to deliver. A little bit of a shot. Was that at Leon himself? You don't have to play defense in the opening ceremonies?
I guess.
A little aggressive. I thought Chet would give Dandy Dry the day off, given his impassioned
I don't know if you can.
speech after the game.
Yeah, no, apparently not.
This one I can confirm that Oscar the Grouch is not in my pocket. He was off the mark.
Well, then you know what the other option is. I think, don't forget what the other option is there, Jay. Don't forget where that comes from. No comment.
No comment.
Mr. Milne is not commenting. You say so. By the way, that reminds me, we got that.
If you say so.
It's on my soundboard now.
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing. All right, let's, because we're going to break a little earlier than usual for the first segment to get to Tony Grossi right at 3:20. So Olympic opening ceremonies tomorrow. What was going on today? There was more curling, and what was the other thing you were watching? Was it the snow cross? What was it called?
Big Air.
The Big Air.
Snowboarding Big Air.
Okay.
I think the preliminary round was on.
Right.
And then the finals tomorrow evening, which here is 1.
Saturday overnight? No.
tomorrow night in Italy
would be
like 1 o'clock here, right? Like 8 p.m. there.
Oh, sorry, I was going the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll have something, to talk about on the maybe medals. Who knows?
Maybe medals. I mean, Mark McMorris was obviously, we told you about this yesterday. Canadian snowboarder Mark McMorris hit his head training, is not in the Big Air event, but I think he's going to be available for
which is good.
Snowcross or I don't. There's so many events now.
Abutski caught Chet's good golly, Greg Jolly. Greg Jolly, first overall draft pick, 74-75 by the Washington Capitals. Rip City Steps says, Reid, will there be a mystery athlete of the day on Canada game days? No, it is on Oilers game days. That's how the mystery athlete works.
Maybe I could put in a call.
Oh, yeah, we could ask. I
could put in a call. Now, the thing is,
we're out after the
games are going to be over, but we could still.
Yeah, and I'm actually off on the 13th when they have a game.
Well, you don't think I'm capable of coming up with a clue?
I think you're very capable of doing it, but they were asking me.
They were asking you.
It's the off-topic topic for William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best can be is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website, williamhuff.com. Give them a shout, 780-454-4536. Who is your all-time Canadian Olympic opening ceremonies flag bearer? Okay? So there's an Olympic opening ceremonies. Who is your flag bearer all time?
Okay, so this doesn't have to be somebody that has already been the flag bearer. You're just
correct.
If it was your Olympics and you could choose the Olympic flag bearer,
who's carrying Canada's flag for some reason, it's like the best of the best at the Olympics.
Oh, this is going to be an
I guess we could say living or dead.
Well, I haven't seen a dead person carry a flag.
If it's that's true.
Jeez, Coob. Well, okay, I'll kick it off. I think this off-topic's gonna have some legs, Reid.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Peter Mansbridge. I'm gonna go with
never
Peter
in the Olympics.
So what? All-time Canadian Olympic opening ceremonies flag bearer.
You know what? You actually have me there. I did not put.
Doesn't say athlete.
It doesn't say athlete. It's a flag bearer.
And this is my
all-time
dream.
Canadian Olympic flag bearer.
This is my dream.
That's a little okay.
Peter Mansbridge is mine. Peter Mansbridge, for my time, is
Why
Canadian.
do you want Peter Mansbridge?
Canadian news icon.
What does he have to do with the Olympics?
Well, Reid, I don't know. I'm just thinking of iconic Canadians.
The National was probably often preempted for Olympic coverage.
Possibly.
So you're just thinking an iconic Canadian.
I want Peter Mansbridge.
Peter Mansbridge carrying the flag.
Do you know that Peter Mansbridge? Now I have younger daughters, so Zootopia and Zootopia 2.
I think I've seen Zootopia. Yeah.
Feature. Do you know Peter Mansbridge is in Zootopia?
Really?
Yes. Peter Moosebridge.
Oh, that's him. Oh,
He's the news reporter in
nice.
Zootopia. I mean, he's crossing boundaries. He's done it all. Peter Mansbridge should carry the flag. Can you imagine if they did that? It'd be like, guys, what's Pete doing here? Who do you got?
Well, it's his birthday today, so maybe I gotta tell you something right now. If you're picked to carry that flag, you kids out there is no greater thing than if you want to carry that Canadian flag. Okay, I don't care if you're in hockey or the figure skating or the snowy flips or whatever they call it. You get out there and you carry that flag and you tell your mom and dad, you say, I'm carrying the flag and I love Canada and I'm doing it. And even if you're a little kid, but if the flag's bigger than you, they'll put you in a little cart or a wagon and you get out there and you do it for the country. Okay. All right. Now, what's going on with the Oilers?
Oh, Don, Cherry. Nice to see you make an appearance on the Reid Wilkins
I believe he's
show.
92 years of age today.
Is it his birthday? Wow.
Yeah. Pretty incredible.
Spency 5 Sensi, Hal Johnson, and Joanne McLeod.
Oh, that'd be incredible.
Wasn't that called Body
They're
Break?
in better shape than most Olympians.
Don Cherry, John Candy, Ryan Smith,
Crosby, Vic Rauter, Petter's Fad
Vic
Cakes.
Crowder.
Make the final.
Oh, that's a good
Oh,
one.
somebody put Don Cherry in there.
A couple people did.
All right, so who is your all-time Canadian Olympic opening ceremonies flag bearer? And as Jay has set the stage here, you don't have to be. It doesn't have to be an athlete or an Olympian or a medalist. It can be, but
Well, a
it doesn't
couple
have
people
to be.
in the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, Chris Purper, One-Eyed Pete, suggesting Terry Fox. I mean, yeah, that would be great. Rob from LA says, Jay, come on. He doesn't like my Peter Mansbridge pick. Obviously, he's not a Zootopia fan.
Well, you know what? He's more of a Knowlton Nash guy. That's why. He's probably, I bet you he's typing in Knowlton Nash right now to send it in.
I wonder if Tony Grossi, our next guest that's coming up, would know that you, if he was listening and you did the Don Cherry, do you think he would have known that that's Don Cherry? Like,
I don't know, and I'm not doing it again for him.
No. I wouldn't suggest. You could introduce him as Don Cherry. There you go.
Yeah. All right, we better break here. Tony Grossi coming up from 8:50 ESPN Cleveland to talk a little bit about the Super Bowl. Jay's play of the day is coming up. I have a special Super Bowl play of the day too.
No, it's ours.
Oh,
I've
that's
taken it on.
a joint one.
Yeah,
today.
baby.
Oh, good. Okay. Oil understood at 4 to dive into the Leon stuff and what ails the Oilers. Here's Zachary Kubish.
Seth Jarvis is replacing the injured Braden Point for Team Canada. Point hasn't played since mid-January with a knee issue. Well, Jarvis has potted 25 goals, 43 points in 48 games for the Hurricanes this season. Meanwhile, the Capitals have activated Logan Thompson and Pierre-Luc Dubois as Washington takes on Nashville at 5 o'clock. Dubois has been sidelined since Halloween with core issues, while Team Canada's Thompson hasn't seen action since late January. Other action around the NHL, the Sens and Flyers go at it. The Cats and Lightning scrap. And out in LA, it's the Golden Knights and Kings. 8 games go down in the NBA, including the Raptors and Bulls clashing at 5:30. As Toronto wraps up their back-to-back, no RJ Barrett. He's managing a knee sprain. Elsewhere, it's Mavericks facing the Spurs as the Lakers and 76ers hit the hardwood. And over in baseball, ESPN's Jeff Passan reporting that Detroit's Tariq Skubal has set a new arbitration record, being awarded $32 million in 2026. We talk some Super Bowl following the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
2 guys and a goalie.
Connor Ingram should start 2 of every 3 games the rest of the way, hired or fired.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It is, isn't it? I'd say 3 of 5, because 2 of 3 would be 4 of 6.
I'm going to hire it.
Yeah.
I'm going to hire it because
Let's see.
I think his style fits how the Edmonton Oilers
I think
play.
so too.
Yeah.
At least the best of that we've seen from these other
Yeah.
guys.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
We have what you're looking for. GD Liquidators is Edmonton's one-stop shop for new and used warehouse, office, and industrial items since 1987. You'll find what you want when you want it. Give us a call, visit us in-store, or check out the monthly auctions at gdliquidators.com. 100% Canadian-owned and operated. We have what you are looking for. GD Liquidators.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Sentinel Storage presents Team Canada ski cross racer Rhys Howden.
Being able to represent a country that has done everything to support my dreams is unreal. To stand on the podium and represent Canada, I don't take it for granted at all.
Sentinel Storage, proud partner of Team Canada.
All right, hope you're having a great day. Oilers with the loss in Calgary last night. Leon Draisaitl very blunt after the game. We're going to dive into that with the Oil Understood for GCL Diesel coming up at around 4 this afternoon. We'll be looking, of course, for your reaction to that and what you're looking at for the Oilers coming out of the Olympic break as well. Of course, Draisaitl is going to be playing for Germany and McDavid for Canada. If you missed it, Seth Jarvis is the fill-in for Braden Point at the Olympics, so they're not looking at Zach Hyman once again. Super Bowl on Sunday. We've had a lot of fun talking about the NFL playoffs for the last month or so, and we're going to go to the Oil Country Towing video hotline. Oil Country Towing, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team for fast, safe, and reliable service for over 15 years. Whether it's a game day or a snowstorm, we work as hard as your favorite team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088 for all your towing needs. Great guest here from 850 ESPN in Cleveland. He is all over coverage of the National Football League and the Super Bowl. Tony Grossi checking in. Tony, you're on with Reid and Jay. How are you doing?
Oh, good. Hello, guys. Nice to be with you.
Yeah, thanks for joining us today, Tony. Look, I want to start in Cleveland. It's been a busy, 7 to 10 days there with the hiring of Todd Monken. But I wanted to ask you, what's the bigger storyline now? Is it, Todd Monken as the new head coach, or is it how is this team going to carry forward, and what's the plans for Shedeur Sanders moving forward?
I thought you were going to hit me with the James Harden trade there. It's very rare that anyone upstages at the Browns in Cleveland, but that's the hot topic right now. But in answer to your question, we've been on a little bit of a relief of Shedeur mania since the season ended, and the head coach search kind of put that on the shelf for a while. That will be the next story. What does Todd Monken do with his quarterback room? Does Shedeur Sanders inherit, the starting job, at least when they go back to work in April, or what? And so far, he's being non-committal about those kind of things right now.
All right, Tony, I'm going to be the heel here and ask you something that you've been probably asked 1,157 times over the last week. The Hall of Fame voting, the class is announced tonight. I believe you are a voter. I don't think stuff is supposed to be leaked last week, but the Belichick stuff started coming out. I'm just wondering how you're feeling about this. If you regret that some stuff appears to have gotten out early, and just seeing some of the reaction to what we're eventually supposed to hear tonight, that he won't be in right away.
Well, there are 50 voters in that room, the committee to vote for the Hall of Fame. And I could say with all honesty that none of us leaked it, because none of us know the final results. We used to know the final results before we left the meeting, but that has changed in recent years. So I don't know how it came out. I can't even say if it's right or wrong, because I don't know. I'm just like any viewer waiting to hear the results, and I'm being totally honest. I know who I voted for. I don't know who anybody else voted for. So that's an easy cop-out by me, but it's reality.
Well, no, I'm glad you told us that, because we were talking about this a lot last week. Who actually knows? Why is this coming out now? And there's all to me there's this.
I'll say this: the only ones who know are the ones who were elected, and the finalists who were not. They are informed. prior to tonight's release. And there are non-disclosure agreements involved, as I understand it. But somehow those who were informed, somehow it got out. But our conscience is clean. None of the voters had any idea who won. I thought Belichick would be a lock, and we'll see if we'll see if I was wrong tonight. But I know the story came out, and it's kind of been confirmed. But I'll believe it when I see it.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you clarified that. And I'm not trying to press you to put out your votes, but is everybody's individual ballot released, like all 50 people?
No,
good.
It's not. The Hall of Fame has strict confidentiality rules in place, and I know Baseball Hall of Fame does it a different way, but that's the way we've always done it, and it's to protect a very well-rounded debate that goes on with each candidate. We don't just mark a check mark on a mail ballot or an email ballot. It is a long process which involves a long meeting, over 8 hours long, and every candidate is thoroughly discussed. And then they have accountants in there to count the votes. And I'm being totally honest, we're not given the results.
So okay, so I'm glad you're taking us inside a little bit, right? Because we don't get to live this. So I won't use Belichick as an example, but okay, let's use Warren Moon. He used to play here in Edmonton, as you know. So yep. I could say, Tony, I'm nominating Warren Moon. Look at everything he did and look at his stats from Canada. And then you as a counter could say, sorry, Reid and everybody else, I don't think the CFL should count. Like there'd be that type of debate, for example.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there was a presenter who begins the discussion on a candidate. There was one for Warren Moon. And then every voter in there has the opportunity to contribute to the discussion, either positively or negatively. And the whole point of confidentiality is to be able to speak your mind in that room. Back then, when Warren Moon was a candidate, we knew the result before we left the room. But things have changed. Rules change. They're tweaked every year. And this was a very controversial meeting, to say the least.
Okay, thanks for sharing that.
Tony, I want to hop now to the big game coming up this weekend. Look, Super Bowl 36 featured a heavily favored St. Louis Rams team that was taking on the New England Patriots, led by a player that people really didn't know that much about at that time in Tom Brady. And the Patriots pulled off one of the biggest upsets in Super Bowl history. The Seahawks, although the number's not that big, seem to be the favored team, seem to be the people's choice. Tom Brady was the MVP in that upset game back in Super Bowl 36. Does Drake May need to be the MVP winner in order for the Patriots to win the Super Bowl Sunday?
I don't think that. I think he needs to play a little bit better than he has in their run to the Super Bowl, although he has faced 3 of the top 5 defenses, and now he's got Seattle, who's one of those top 5. So, I don't recall Tom Brady facing that kind of defensive gauntlet ever in his 6th Super Bowl or 7th Super Bowl wins. So let's take a little easy on Drake May. I know he's getting a lot of criticism for the way he's performed in the playoffs, but he keeps emerging victorious. I think at this stage, these are the 2 best teams. That means they're great. They're great on one side of the ball and very good on special teams and the other side of the ball. And those different parts of teams can win. It doesn't take a superhuman effort by a quarterback to win the Super Bowl. It needs a superhuman effort by the entire team. And I think what's unique about these 2 teams is that they both play complementary football, and that means special teams included. So I think it's going to be a really good game.
Let's go to the other side of the ball, and a player that I think took the NFL by storm this year, in Jackson Smith-Njigba, who by all accounts, he's not the strongest, he's not the tallest, he's not the fastest guy on the field, but he continues to just unravel defenses. Do you see a way, or how do you see the New England Patriots handling that, or do you see Jackson Smith and Jigba continuing his unbelievable season here and capping it off with a Super Bowl win?
Well, any receiver is dependent on his quarterback, so that's where Sam Darnold comes into play. He's been great at getting JS and the ball throughout the playoffs, throughout the whole season. And I think, I'm a big fan of Mike Vrabel, the coach of the Patriots, who was here last year in Cleveland for his year of sabbatical, as a consultant. And I think much like his original coach, Bill Belichick, Vrabel will find a way to make it tougher on that Seattle connection. So I wouldn't count out the Patriots. They are deserved underdogs in this game. But again, I think Vrabel has the resources to call on other parts of his team to compensate for something that's underperforming. He did that in the playoffs, in the AFC playoffs, and just watch out for him.
All right. Do you make a pick before the big game? And if so, would you be willing to share it here?
Yeah, I will pick Seattle. I've become very impressed with their team. The Browns didn't play them this year, so I'm watching them from a distance. We did play New England. I saw them up close. I think Seattle should be favorite, and I'm picking Seattle, but I think it's going to be a closer game, a one-score game, 7 or 8 points at most in favor of Seattle.
Tony, this was awesome to have you on the show. Let people know where they can find your stuff online or wherever.
Well, my Twitter handle is @Tony Grossi. All of my writing is behind a paywall at thelandondemand.com. And I do a lot of radio work for ESPN Cleveland, 850 ESPN Cleveland.
All right. What do we have there? Is that what's the name of the team? The Monsters, the AHL team for the Blue Jackets. Yes. Yeah. It took me a sec to
very
remember.
Popular, man. They have great attendance figures. I think they lead is it the International League they're in, or
AHL now? Yeah, AHL. Yeah.
AHL. I think they lead the league in attendance. Very popular, very family-oriented program, and they're part of our sports scene. Yeah, we have 3 major sports, and then them, and they outdraw just about everybody.
Hey, Tony, this was awesome to meet you. Like great insight. Thanks for sharing your perspective of the Hall of Fame voting. That I found that really informative, and I know obviously you're incredibly busy this week, so thanks for doing that. If you want to hear about the minutia of the Canadian Olympic hockey team once the tournament starts, tune into us. I think we'll be talking about that quite a bit.
I'm looking forward to the Olympics for that reason. The ice hockey competition is my favorite.
Right on. Thank you so much, Tony. Hope we talk to you again.
Sure thing. Thanks for having me.
Tony Grossi on the Oil Country Towing Video Hotline from 850 ESPN Cleveland. Excellent guest.
Well, what insight. I mean, yeah, You don't know how much somebody wants to talk about that, especially given what came out and how polarizing a subject that was with Bill Belichick. But yeah, I think you got a real behind the scenes look into how it all is done.
Yeah, well, he told us how it works.
Yeah,
I mean, he's there. I mean, that's the best thing is to talk to someone who's there.
Okay, can I just say, I feel stupid saying this, but I'm so much surprised that they're all in one room together. And it's just presented. Players, coaches are presented. Yeah. And the pros and cons are discussed.
Well, and there will be people who are advocating for a certain person. And will say, no, like you're forgetting this. And someone else will say, no, I don't think that's deserving. So it's an interesting process. But as he said, he doesn't know how it leaked or why it would have leaked. But apparently it's leaked, but at least we'll find out tonight.
Well, and that was also interesting too. He said, "Well, we could still find out tonight."
Yeah, what if it's wrong? Can you imagine?
Couldn't
Bill
you
Belichick,
imagine?
Unanimous first ballot selection. Like if somebody was doing an ultimate troll job. That would be amazing. Jay and I are coming to you from the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Pizza Sunday is back at the Canadian Brewhouse after 4 p.m. Grab an 8-inch 2-topping pizza for just $9.99. Wash it down with $6.99 doubles and also $1 off Bud Light tankards. Okay. We have a lot to get to today, and we're going to start getting deeper into the Oilers conversation in the next segment. Leon Draisaitl's comments after the game, what you think, what are the major problems with this team? Are they fixable? How concerned are you? I mean, we might have some people who say, season starts in a couple months. We might have that. We might have other people saying other stuff.
Can I ask you something? Because I know we're going to spend a lot of this show talking about these comments that were made last night. But is it fair to say this was up to between two people? I mean, we don't know, Reid, but the Canadian men's hockey team, that this was a Jarvis v. Hyman. You know, like
I can't think off the top. Who else were they considering?
Mark Scheifele.
Oh, Scheifele, sure. I don't think Konechny had a chance. Quite frankly.
Not even that he was on the Four Nations team?
No.
Well, Scheifele's a big one. Hyman.
I don't even know if there was a debate. I think it was just obviously going to be Jarvis. Look, Jarvis has 25 goals in 43 games. So
not bad.
I mean, this is a very good player. So Point, what he hasn't played since January 12th, so he's been out for a while. He's not having a huge year. 19 goals, 19 assists in 36 games.
Yeah, I would have thought Point was in because they didn't announce it at the same time as they did with Sam Bennett, right? Replacing Cirelli. So I thought, okay, this is the roster, but a little bit out of left field to get this news today.
That's kind of what I was thinking. He did come in a little bit sooner, and Point was out longer. Like they were waiting until the final moments that he could be back in. Like he was injured mid-January with a knee injury, so maybe they're just hoping.
Time to start discussing lines, boys.
Yeah, here we go.
Let's go.
Does it matter? Just throw them out there. Just let them pick their own lines.
I wonder if the lines will stay the same or if they get constantly moved around.
Well, they'll move around. They got moved around during the Four Nations face-off, so I think.
But once they find it, like during the semis, you think this is it?
No, they can always change them. That's the coach's job.
Yeah, it is the coach's job
to shuffle the lines.
Is it?
The coach has a lot of jobs.
Does the coach control how long certain players play and how long how much ice time they see?
Yes, usually, Jay.
That's the coach's job
often
too.
Does that? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. You can also post in the Nasty Chat on YouTube. Speak with us and with each other. And if you are on YouTube, do not be a pleasure delayer. Click the thumbs up as soon as possible. We try to get over 100 at least every show. We've been doing a good job getting at or near 100. And so let's see if we can get there today. The big play of the day for Play Alberta is coming up. Here's the Coop.
Brayden Point is officially out for Team Canada at the Olympics, with Point out of action since mid-January, battling a knee issue. Seth Jarvis steps in as his replacement, putting up 43 points in 48 games for the Hurricanes this season. 7 games left in the NHL before the break, including the Predators and Capitals facing off. The Hurricanes and Rangers hit the ice while Ottawa visits Philly. And for tonight, Washington has activated Canadian goalie Logan Thompson and Pierre-Luc Dubois. Thompson's been out since January 27th. Dubois has been battling core injuries, not playing since Halloween. On the court, Toronto and Chicago go toe-to-toe at 5:30. No RJ Barrett for the 6. He won't play. He's managing a right knee sprain. Elsewhere, Golden State takes on Phoenix as the Hornets look to swarm the Rockets. And the Hawks play the Jazz. In baseball, ESPN's Jeff Passan reported Detroit's Tariq Skubal has set a new arbitration record, being awarded $32 million for 2026. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring. From custom homes to small renovations, Edmonton's top builders and contractors rely on Paramount Flooring. Their in-house team handles everything from selections, completions, keeping projects on time and on track. Visit their showroom open 7 days a week or find them at ParamountFlooring.ca. More with Reid and Jay after the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The Oil Stream.
So he said this in at 4:30 in the morning. The season is 70% done, and it's like they're still at a point of trying to clean things up from the preseason.
Yeah.
Missed passes, brain-dead line changes, no defensive awareness, consistently sleepwalking through large portions of games like their pregame pump-up song is Moonshadow by Cat Stevens.
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
You already know where you should go to watch the big game. Where else but River Cree Resort and Casino? Come out to the venue for the massive football watch party on February 8th. Doors open at 3:30 with kickoff at 4:30. Your $35 ticket includes reserved seating and an all-you-can-eat buffet. Or sit in a premium black leather throne of comfort with the VIP lounge package, just $70 a seat. Don't miss out on the football action. Buy your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com. Must be 18 plus.
Real fans don't stroll in at puck drop. They claim territory. They study the screens. They get into their spot, which is why this matters. The Canadian Brewhouse now has happy hour. Brand new. Tons of options. And the good stuff like our 8-inch 2-topping RCM pizza and our signature Caesar. Monday to Saturday, 2 till 6 p.m. starting at $3.99. That's more than enough reason to come early. New happy hour at the Canadian Brewhouse. If you're serious about game day, we'll see you for happy hour.
Looking for flooring? Paramount Flooring has it all. Sales, service, and expert installation. With options for every style and budget, open 7 days a week. We've got you covered. Quick delivery and in-stock deals. Plus, EST listeners get 10% off. Visit ParamountFlooring.ca today.
So I see all these kids now. They always got their nose right in the phone, watching the TikTok and all the weird cat videos and all that kind of stuff. And I said, hey, you kids out there, you kids get a hockey stick and you get a pair of skates and you go down to the outdoor rink and you skate with your friends, because that's how you're going to make friends. Those are the friends that are going to be your life, not the ones on the tweet thing and all the facegram, okay? So you get out there and you skate and you talk to your real friends, and you get out. I mean, you might not make the NHL, don't get me wrong, but you get out there and you play. It's a work in progress.
Oh, it's awesome.
He's Jason Milne. I'm Reid Wilkins. Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. We'll have the big play of the day in a couple minutes. Our William Huff off-topic topic is who's your all-time Canadian Olympic opening ceremonies flag bearer? If you missed it earlier, Jay's nominee is Peter Mansbridge.
You know it. Actually, I might take Peter Moosebridge, his character from Zootopia.
You have to go Terry Fox, wouldn't you?
Terry Fox has got to be up there. Sully says Trailer Park Boys, all three of them.
Oh, jeez.
Rob from L.A. says Ben Johnson.
That'd be awesome.
Tube Socks. Albert from those Canadian Tire ads.
Albert. That's all I remember is they were chanting his name.
I don't know what that's I don't recall the Albert ads.
I think he was a kid, and was he trying on hockey equipment at Canadian Tire or something like that? And then he kind of went into a fantasy world where he scored a big goal, and they were chanting his name, and then he snapped back to reality, and he's trying on the gear, something like that.
Is there a commercial from your childhood that's still, it's right there in your brain?
Is there a commercial from my childhood that is still right there in my brain?
There's one for me that I cannot get rid of. It's the little guy in the glasses with the plate of McCain fries, or I don't know if it's fries or
Mikey?
ketchup. Yeah, the ketchup kid eating the fries.
Yeah, try it, Mikey. He likes it.
Oh,
yeah, that would be up there.
I like that commercial. I like the way he adjusts his glasses and eats. It was kind of, what's that stuff called now? Where you watch a video and you just watch it for the sounds.
ASMR.
That was like ASMR before ASMR was a thing.
The Cairo.
Because remember, it was like very voluminous, his chewing of the fries.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool, Jay.
Thanks, Reid.
All right, let's do this.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
Is presented by Play Alberta. Why settle for less when you can have it all? Only Play Alberta brings you casino games, live dealers, lottery instants, and sports betting all in one place. PlayAlberta.ca, the Play Alberta app. You want to look under EST specials. There is a plethora of opportunities available, including one that we created today.
Well, Reid, let's be honest. You've been sitting on this puppy for a bit. You have a strong feeling about it.
It came to me in a vision, in my sleep.
Okay.
Or as I was trying to sleep.
Okay, I like it.
It came to me.
So this is Reid's confidence in the Seahawks play of the day. Seattle -6.5. Darnold, 1 or more passing touchdowns. Kenneth Walker Jr., 70 or more rushing yards. And Cooper Kupp, 3+ reception.
Yes.
That has been boosted to +455. Reid, why are you confident in this Seattle Seahawks play of the day?
First of all, the way I have the odds listed, it's 5.5 to 1. 5.55 to 1.
Gotcha.
Pretty good. Well, I do think Seattle's going to win the game. I think they're better than New England. I think they'll win by more than a touchdown. Jed Roberts thinks they're going to win by 34 points.
Correct.
Based on his pick yesterday. I think Kenneth Walker is going to get to carry the ball a lot, and he'll reel off some big runs. So 70 rushes should be attainable. With a guy like JSN, you'd think Darnold's going to hit for at least one touchdown pass, or maybe Jake Bobo comes up with another big reception. Who knows? And then I think a wild card in this game that's going to be a big help for the Seahawks is Cooper Kupp, who is a great football player.
Smart.
Yes. I didn't just call him a receiver. I called him a football player.
Yep.
And he's made some nice catches in their first 2 playoff games. And for him to get a catch a quarter, I mean, he doesn't even have to get that, I think is totally attainable. So I think this can happen. I think it's a fun little thing to put together.
I like it. I've dumped on it. This isn't a sprinkle or a tinkle for me. I use my game sense, but I game sense dumped on it. Reid, I like it. I like it a lot. So that's Jay's. Well, no, that's not. That's Reid's confidence in the Seahawks play of the day. Seattle -6.5. So that means Seattle needs to win by 7 or more. Okay. Sam Darnold to throw 1 or more touchdown passes. Kenneth Walker to rush for 70 or more yards. And Cooper Kupp to have 3 receptions or more. That's been boosted to +455. And always remember to use your game sense.
Now, I feel bad. I've supplanted you doing the play of the day, though.
Reid, I'm so confident in this play and comfortable with it. I couldn't. Why?
You couldn't turn it down.
Why? And just so everybody knows, tomorrow we're going to have some sprinkle tinkles going around here. We're gonna go exploring some prop bets.
Right. So we did this last year. We'll do it again tomorrow. Jay is going. You're not going to tell me which ones.
I'm not telling you which ones.
So Jay is going to pick 10 prop bets, and I'm going to live bet them.
Yes.
And so what I did last year was I put $2 on each one. Right?
Yes.
For $20, and I think I came out slightly ahead. I think I got $25 by the end, so I was plus $4 or $5. So these will be whatever. How many socks will get thrown on the field, or how many field goals, whatever. So we're going to do that tomorrow live as part of the show. and you can play along at home.
This would be interesting, Reid. Rip City Step says, Reid, Jay, can you get a score-a-gammy prop bet on Play Alberta?
Like that it's...
Game ends in a score-a-gammy.
Ends in a score-a-gammy? Yeah, you'd have to ask.
I mean, 39-22?
No, I've been picking... I picked score-a-gammies for a couple playoff games.
Well, I think to be a score-a-gammy, you need... Don't you need something like a safety?
Well, a couple missed converts or a couple 2-point converts. They're more likely than they used to be because of the 2-point convert, right?
32-15?
Yeah, that's where I have my mouse right now.
Are you kidding me? I'm just trying to think of plausible scores that, kind of fit Seattle winning by a boatload.
Right. Well, but we don't know what you're going to pick.
I wonder if I'm going to Rip. I'll find out.
No, when the Seahawks won the Super Bowl, the Seahawks have a score-a-gammy.
In a Super Bowl?
43-8 over the Broncos.
Yes, because...
I believe that's the only time...
First play of the game.
Was a safety.
Yeah, missed snap to Peyton Manning. No Sean Moreno, covered it in the end zone.
Yeah, that's
safety.
That's the only 43-8 game in the history of the National Football League. And still to this day.
Wow.
So the Seahawks' only Super Bowl win came via a score-a-gammy.
That's right. 43. How do you, I guess that's just a combination of touchdowns and field goals because
I think they would have got 5 touchdowns, 2 field goals, and the safety. And I believe the Broncos had a touchdown with a 2-point convert. Well, luckily there's a little click for the box score. Click.
Okay, so Denver scored in the third quarter and went for a 2-point convert.
And got it. Wes Welker.
So Seattle had 8 points in the first quarter, 14 in the second, 14 in the third, 7 in the fourth.
Right. So the first quarter was safety, field goal. And then they got their 5 touchdowns after that.
Right.
All were converted.
Right.
Was the convert pushed back already then? I can't remember if it was the longer point after the touchdown. Well, now I might have to pick a score-a-gammy tomorrow.
Well, no, just wait. Well, okay.
We're also doing our picks for the game tomorrow.
Yes.
Right. So we'll see. So tomorrow, it's going to be a heavy Super Bowl show tomorrow, of course. Why not? So Benny's going to have a Super Bowl-related afternoon debate for Edmonton Garrison, something with the keep 5, cut 10 or whatever it is. Or is it keep 3, cut 5?
Keep 3, cut 5.
And I've asked every EST staff member to submit his or her picks for the Super Bowl, winning team and final score. You know how many people have done so already?
None.
0. Nobody's taking the assignment overly seriously. Maybe they're going to all text me right at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
Is there a prize?
Nope.
No. Come on. Get him a bag of...
I get a bag of chips or something.
Chips, yeah.
For the closest person. If somebody gets it exactly right, we'll have to try to get them something.
Maybe this train whistle.
What is that doing there?
Dusty uses it in the morning show for Weiss Johnson.
And he left it there?
They specialize in train furnaces.
Right.
Yeah, he blows his train.
That's awesome. 780-218-9999 is how you text us. That is the afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino. Check out the River Cree mobile app, free to download. Get exclusive offers and promotions. Get show tickets. Make reservations for hotel rooms and restaurants. Safe, secure, and easy to use. You can also go to rivercreeresort.com. We're going to dive into some of the Draisaitl stuff from last night's postgame. What did you think of that game yesterday?
I thought it was a game that was there for the taking again. I thought they had the chances. Just like the night before with Toronto. That game was there for the taking. Then comes the 5-on-3 goal, 5-on-4 goal, and it's gone. I thought the Oilers were there. I mean, they gave up 2 power play goals right quick. Yep. That doesn't help.
No.
But I still feel, Reid, that this team is able to come back in those situations. Have they Like of recent? No.
Well, yes, San Jose.
Well, I guess San Jose. That was a big one.
But they're always having to come back.
Right.
They're always having to come back.
And I don't know. I thought Leon Draisaitl, those goals, like that first goal he scored. I mean, come on.
It's a great goal.
That is the hands you need to do that and just softly tuck it top shelf. Phenomenal.
I just thought it was a familiar script from what we've seen lately.
That's a fair comment.
Falling behind. I mean, they haven't been playing with the lead a lot, even some of the games they won on the homestand. Special teams, not good enough. Now, the power play did come up with a couple last night. Over their last 8 games, so since they shut out St. Louis, so the final 7 games of the homestand, and then last night, power plays at 20%. Not great for this team. How about this? The penalty kill over the last 7 games for the Oilers is at 54.5%. Worst in the league over that span. The only other team under 60 are the Vancouver Canucks. By comparison, in their last 9 games, the Chicago Blackhawks penalty kill is 95.2%. So I know Knobloch made a comment, well, we didn't lose it on special teams because we tied 2-2 with power play goals, but it's also like, yeah, but if you only would have given up 1 power play goal, you probably win the game. Goaltending, subpar. Again, and I know this is going to be something we're going to talk about today. It's become a bit of an ongoing theme. Ingram has outplayed Jari. I saw some shots go in yesterday that haven't been going in on Ingram. Now, you never know what would happen with one goalie in for another, but a couple of those wrist shots from medium range, Ingram has not been letting those in. Okay? So you had that.
You're talking about the first goal.
Well, the first goal, I know it was on the power play, but Ingram's been there. He's been getting in the way of those. And then even the second goal. Or what if he stops 1 out of the 2? Maybe you get out of the period tied.
What about the rebound that he gave up? Do you think that goes into Ingram's pad softer?
Maybe.
Is that what you're talking
Jari,
about?
I think it was kind of a bouncing puck, and he had to kick.
I think it was a quick reaction.
Yeah, I know Kelly Rudy kind of criticized that one, but certainly Ryan Lomberg made fun of him. He indirectly referred to Tristan Jari as Swiss cheese. That's the joke I made in my limerick there. Have
you heard that? Like a player outwardly doing something like that.
Yeah, it doesn't happen often, but sometimes it happens.
That's a dirtbag thing to do.
Trying to be, it's Lomberg. And then again, not enough thrust from the bottom 6, from the depth players. Now, I know the ongoing topic here, and we'll get into this when we talk about Knobloch. Well, he should play them more, and they'll do more. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. And then again, these lapses in concentration, like the defensive gaffes. So in 2 of the last 3 games, they've given up a breakaway while killing a penalty.
Yes.
I mean, you shouldn't. I know they have an extra player on the ice, but you shouldn't be getting picked apart like that while you're on the PK. I mean, I know Gager and Hernan were talking about it on EST Afternoons before us, where Wallman was up on that play. He's on the other side of the red line. You don't need to be there when you're killing a penalty.
Bad.
Think. You don't have to do that.
Well, that goes back to the discussion, Reid, of do your job. Start defensively.
Right.
Start with a good defensive foundation. The rest will happen. But it's like this team is trying to do things that are out of their element or out of their, like what Wallman was doing there.
Yeah.
Puts you in a bad position and you're not taking care of what's important.
It's like they're thinking about hitting home runs when they're still on the field trying to get the third out.
Is that a quote?
No, I just made that up.
Well, you should. It's a quote from Reid Wilkins.
Yeah. So we'll go over some of the things Draisaitl said. We love your reaction, of course. 780-218-9999. That's the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. You can post in the nasty chat on YouTube. Again, if you're on YouTube and you have not done so already, click the thumbs up. We're not even at 60 yet. I think we were over 80 at this point.
Oh, we gotta go.
It's Friday, man.
Click. Please click.
Thumbs move slow on Friday.
You must
Thursday.
You must click.
What is it?
Thumb.
What day is it today?
Sorry, Reid.
I honestly thought it was Friday for a second.
You got to come into work tomorrow.
I've been off with the day of the week all week.
I've had weeks like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Earlier in the week, I was a day behind.
Well, today
maybe it was that Tuesday home game. Like I thought that was a Wednesday.
Something's weird.
Now today I thought it was Friday already for some reason.
For me, the girls are home today and tomorrow. My kids are off school, so right there you're screwed. Like I've got
you're discombobulated.
My brain.
I have no
is
excuse
a pretzel.
other than being dumb.
Well, at least it's an excuse, Reid.
All right, but anyway, regardless, you're regardless of that.
I see what you did there.
Get in there and click the thumbs up. And let's get over 100 thumbs as quickly as possible. The Oil understood for GCL Diesel when we get back.
The Lock Shop.
It wasn't like the Jet fans were booing them or anything like that. They were just like, I'm done. At a certain point, when you're surrounded by a bunch of Habs fans, your team's getting your ass kicked. It was an agonizing evening that in a lot of ways summed up the first 58 games or whatever the hell they played. Anybody was crazy enough to think that this team still had a big run in them.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Wholesat, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Edmonton, be part of history. Support Canada Soccer's men's national team as they battle Uzbekistan in the final send-off series ahead of the FIFA World Cup. Monday, June 1st at 7 p.m. at Commonwealth Stadium. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.ca.
You already know where you should go to watch the big game. Where else but River Cree Resort and Casino? Come out to the venue for the massive football watch party on February 8th. Doors open at 3:30 with kickoff at 4:30. Your $35 ticket includes reserved seating and an all-you-can-eat buffet. Or sit in a premium black leather throne of comfort with the VIP lounge package, just $70 a seat. Don't miss out on the football action. Buy your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com. Must be 18 plus.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Seth Jarvis is replacing the injured Brayden Point for Team Canada. Point hasn't played since mid-January with a knee injury, with Jarvis potting 25 goals, 43 points in 48 games for the Hurricanes this season. Meanwhile, the Capitals have activated Logan Thompson and Pierre-Luc Dubois as Washington takes on Nashville at 5. Dubois has been sidelined since Halloween with core issues, while Team Canada's Thompson has last seen action late January. Also in action tonight, it's the Sens and Flyers going at it. The Cats and Lightning squaring off before LA hits the ice in Vegas. And 8 games go down in the NBA, including the Raptors and Bulls clashing at 5:30. Toronto wraps up their back-to-back. RJ Barrett will sit for the game, managing a right knee sprain. Elsewhere, it's the Mavericks facing the Spurs, the Lakers, and 76ers hitting the hardwood. Over in baseball, ESPN's Jeff Passan reporting that Detroit's Tariq Skubal has set a new arbitration record, being awarded $32 million for 2026. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. Hour 2 of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Well, welcome back to the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. Breaking news coming from our friends over at Play Alberta. Rip City Step, you got your wish. If you head over to playalberta.ca and you click on EST Specials and you go down to the bottom, you'll find that I have put in Jay's Play of the Day. Final score is an NFL scoregami.
No way.
What? No way.
Oh, what a line. No, I do mine differently than you. Mine are displayed differently.
Wow, this is plus 23.15. What do you have it as, Reid?
24.15 to 1. So 24 to 1, basically.
24 to 1.
Yeah.
No, use your game sense.
Well, I mean, this is
just even bet $1, get $1 for a week, get coffee for a week.
Yeah, $1
get
gets you
$1 for a week. Yeah.
$24 back.
That's incredible.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
That is amazing.
So that's over at playalberta.ca. Click on sports, click on EST Specials. Go to the bottom. There's a bunch of different plays, but you will see Jay's Play of the Day. Final score is NFL scoregami that has been boosted to plus 23.15.
That is so cool. Good for you, buddy. That's incredibly fun.
We got good partners at Play Alberta.
Yeah.
We say jump, they say how high, Jay? How high?
And then you're like, well, don't hurt yourself. Don't want to pull a hammy.
It was a joke.
All right. Thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. I'm not going to promo our next Oilers game pregame show because you'll forget by then. We'll do that closer to the time. But they did lose 4-3 last night to the Calgary Flames. And we are going to do the Oil Understood for GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts. Proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, and now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel! Understood. Is this how your conversation with Play Alberta went? Hey, guys, I'd like to do a scoregami bet.
If you say so.
Is that how it went down?
Yeah, pretty much. Good people.
Well, let's get into this, and we encourage audience interaction to be a big part of this segment. Well, we always want it to be part of the show. We think it's going to be a big part of this show because we know that there are a lot of unhappy fans in oil country, and we want to acknowledge some of your grievances and perhaps give some of our own, or perhaps at least give our perspective on some things. Leon Draisaitl, well, here's what he said early on in his post-game media availability after the loss to the Flames.
I don't know. We've just given up too many goals. I don't know. Just can't defend. Penalty kill is not great. But there's many things that are part of it. It's just not good enough right now.
So, listen to the beginning of this.
I don't know. We've just given up too many goals.
To me, Jay, that's no. I don't have kids. You have 3 though, but that's a parent who has like 6 or 7 kids, or has 3 kids and 4 cousins or neighbors' kids are over for a sleepover, and little Johnny just puked in the corner. Little Betty just tried to put the dog in the dishwasher. The twins, Bobby and Amelia, fraternal twins, obviously, accidentally locked themselves in the bathroom and are trying to get out, and it's locked from the inside. And then some other kid comes up and is like, "Can I open a bag of chips?"
It goes hand in hand.
Sorry, not that one.
I don't know.
Like, can I open a bag of chips, Daddy? I don't know. Just open the damn chips, okay?
This is a great description.
Rupert just crapped himself. Do you want chips?
I don't know.
I know it's after 10.
This is a parent throwing their arms in the air saying, I don't know.
I don't know.
Like, now, here's the thing. I don't want to say pleased to hear that, But I to some extent, I was glad to hear that, because what did I say earlier in the show? And you and I talked extensively on earlier shows this week about Tristan Jarry post game on Saturday, kind of not really assessing his own play, and then Kasperi Kapanen after the game on Tuesday, Spec says, well, you only went 4-4 on your homestand. You must be disappointed.
If you say so.
And he looks the other way. And then I ask a follow-up question, and he's exasperated about that. And like Leon's exasperated, but Captain was kind of like, I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah.
We lost a game. Who cares? We'll play better tomorrow in Calgary. Well, guess what, buddy? You didn't. You still find a way to lose. Now, so I'm glad Draisaitl came out there and said we are giving up too many goals. The PK is no good. Like we just are screwing up a lot of things. Now, recognizing it and doing something about it are two different things. But I'm glad at least, one of the two biggest names on the team in terms of players recognized it.
But what do you do about it? Right? And I think timing has something to do with this, Reid. This team is getting away from each other, right? Not that there's issues with the team. That's not what I'm saying. But it might be a good thing for the team to go into the break with that on their minds. As if it's a challenge. To say, what are we going to do about this? We all have to be better, right? And to hear it from Leon, that is sports competition 101. Calling everybody out, including yourself.
Because here's the thing. Like, we all know the dance. I live it as part of my profession. Many of you live it as fans and as audience members. The post-game comments aren't always overly revealing. Well, we got to play better. Well, we'll clean it up. Well, I can't tell you what happened specifically yet. I got to look at the tape. And I get it. Sometimes it might be hard to break it down. But, after the loss to Toronto, that's kind of what we got. Nurse took a little bit of did the I got to be better thing. And, we'll fix it. We know we can do better. Like, Leon suggests that they can do better, but he also kind of seemed like, for crying out loud, like it quit saying it. Like I hear everybody saying it, and he's included in this. I'm not letting him off the hook just because he's the one that made the comments. But at least he kind of came out there and was like, "Oh my God,
I don't know. We're just giving up too many goals.
I don't know. It's just. And here's another thing like that. Just the same thing at night after night. Like this homestand especially started to, the homestand after they blanked St. Louis. Okay, good job. After that, and including last night, it kind of felt like generally the same script over and over again. What Benny and I were looking at, they scored first twice in 7 games. Falling behind. Giving up goals in bunches. Not being able to kill a penalty. Or taking some silly penalties. Trying to play catch up the entire time. The big guys playing a lot. Pulling your goalie at the end of the game. Yeah, a couple times you tied it. That's right. And I don't have a problem with stealing wins. But of their last 4 wins, they stole 2 of them. You can't rely on it happening that often.
Yeah, help yourself out. Right? Get off to a hot start. But that is this team. This team often trails. And then when are they going to wake up? That's the question. Because when they do wake up and they start playing Oilers hockey, they look pretty good. And they look like they can control a game.
Yeah.
But that's always a question. Why not just do that for the full 60 minutes? Or hell, 50. Not just 20 or 15.
All right, let's go through some of his other clips here. Commenting on, he was asked, about Jarry and the goaltending.
It goes hand in hand. Like we got to defend better. We got to make it easier on him, and then I'm sure he can be a little bit better too. It's a two-way street, but it starts with us in front of him, and then the game becomes a little bit easier for him. But I think there's saves that our goalies need to make at some point.
And again, He said it. He was pretty blunt there. I mean, I heard that last night. I watched it again this morning before I went on with Dustin and Eric. Obviously, you and I were going over it, getting ready for the show. Okay, yeah, they got to defend better. But what did he say? Like, there's saves our goalies need to make. Like, okay, here's another part of the breakdown, everybody. Like, who's going to stand up and do a better job?
Well, saves their goalie needs to make because the other goalie across the sheet from them seems to be making it on the Oilers. Right? But do you think, Reid, okay, let's just, after this goalie comment, do you have a problem with a player calling out a teammate?
Not in this situation.
Exactly.
Not in this situation.
Because this was more of a building up than it was a tearing down.
Right.
Right? And even what Tristan Jarry said, he said how many times did he say it's tough?
Yeah. Though last night he spoke and he was harder on himself.
Sure. But is this not what Oilers fans want? Is this not what you want to hear from your leader of your team? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And timing of this plays into it. And give Leon credit. I mean, this is 10 minutes after he comes off, or how long after he comes off the ice?
Yeah, it'd be 5 to 10 minutes.
5 to 10 minutes. Like, he could have went a lot harder.
Yeah.
So, to me, this seems, listening to it over and over and over again, I get the sense that this has been on Leon's mind for a little while. I don't think this was just after the Calgary Flames game, right? This has been something that's probably been needed to be said. Now it's said, okay, sit on that for 15 days.
Right. Well, I won't ask this other question because I know people. There's one clip here that I think fans are most excited about.
Not consistent enough, and this league's too hard, to just like lollygag through games and try to get winning streaks going, and you need everybody. It starts with coaches, like everybody. Like you're never going to win if you have 4 or 5 guys going, and it starts at the top. We can be better. Our leaders can be better, and we'll take the break and regroup.
All right, so that's the interesting one. First of all, I love the use of the word lollygag.
Bonus
and
points.
That's a great description because it's kind of like, well, they're not terrible, but they're not really going after it either, right? It's lollygagging,
Yep.
All right, I'll ask a question. I'll answer it myself. Do I think Leon Draisaitl hates Chris Knoblauch? No. Do I think he's trying to get him fired? No. Do I think he was sitting there and thinking, well, here's a chance to get a shot up in at my coach? No. I think, he's talking about everybody needing to be better. And he probably thought in that moment, it is everybody. Like everybody who's at the game day level, the people who are in the dressing room a minute before they go down the tunnel, that's the coaching staff and that's the players. I know some of the trainers and medical people too, but so he's saying, like coaches, players, like everybody has to do a better job. I would hesitate. Like I've seen some of the reaction. Oh, Leon finally blew the lid off it. That Knoblauch's an idiot. Oh, Leon wants a new coach. I would say settle down. I would say settle down to that.
I would find that incredibly hard to believe, given what he said right there, Reid. But you know what I would say? Is that, hey, maybe Leon and Connor are sick of being thrust out there all the time and sick of coming back to their bench, seeing able bodies sitting there, waiting to go out. I mean, Curtis Lazar had 4 minutes and 24 seconds of ice time last night.
And I noticed him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you can't win with the same 4 or 5 guys going on. Is that not a direct quote?
Yes.
That to me is saying we need to turn this into a team effort. We can't do it all ourselves.
And I actually interpret that to be both kind of maybe a comment on player usage and on some of the other players themselves.
Sure.
Like I think he's maybe saying like, okay, like we need to get other guys involved in the game, but we also need those guys to be involved when they have a chance. Like, okay, get out there and make an impact. If you're a penalty killer, kill a penalty. Like Leon's not on the rarely on the PK anyway. Well, I don't think he really hasn't been this year. He might take the occasional face-off. But anyway, what I'm saying is, he covered all the bases. Now, I know when a player mentions the coach, it perks up the ears of people. And I've noticed, too, with the fan base that now that Skinner's gone, they want a new whipping boy, and now it's Knobloch. And I'm not saying that that's unfair, but I also think it's like a lot of you just move your targets around. Oh, my God, there's nobody where Skinner was standing. Who can I shoot at now? So it's Knobloch. And I think some of it is justified. And I want to talk more about my criticisms of Knobloch as we go along. But I would calm people down who are like, well, there it is. Leon wants him. Like, Leon doesn't want him gone. But he's saying everybody in the dressing room needs to be more prepared, more thorough, and better in terms of contributing to hopefully a victory. That's what I think.
Well, and given the time frame that this was captured, immediately after coming off the ice, for Leon to say all this and nail it, and to be able to have a moment, Reid, where he tells his teammates to look in the mirror and be better when you have the opportunity. Oh, and by the way, coaching staff needs to be better too. And I honestly think that, do you not think Leon wants the coach to be able to trust a Janmark and a Mangiapane and a Lazar? Yes, he does. Leon has been playing hockey his whole life. He knows what a winning formula, what a winning lineup looks like. And that's part of it. So I'm the more and more, I don't want to be too redundant here, but the more I listen to this, the more I think, gosh darn, did he script this? Did he have this written in his notes on his phone? Like the way he delivered it and the words he said were spot on.
I know what you're saying. I don't think he did, because I think he probably wouldn't have said the coach comment that way. And I think Gazdic with the boys this morning kind of said, it is a little verbal diarrhea. Like he gets going and then reins it in and then circles back to another thought. But everything he's saying, is justified. But when it comes to the coaching staff, it's not as good a coaching staff as last year because Glenn Gullitson's not on it. Right there, that's a loss. Okay? This McFarland guy, I know he's been around. I know he's been on other NHL staffs. I know he's coached in the Western Hockey League. I don't know a lot about him. The people I do talk to, pretty mixed reviews at best, what I've heard. So I don't know about that. So I would say, like with coaching, it's not just Knobloch. I mean, the head coach has to step in the spotlight and take the slings and arrows. But I would keep that in mind. One more here from Leon.
We're a different team. We're not the same team. Like, we're not as good right now. We're not even close. Like, we need to understand that. Like, it's time. Obviously, there's a break now, but when we come back, we gotta get going.
Okay. Do you think this is do you think Leon thinks they can do what he thinks they should be able to do?
Probably.
Like, do you think Leon? I don't get the sense Leon's saying they don't have the horses.
Well, I'm not sure they do. But I think he needs to put out there, like, come on, guys, like let's go. And I think that's, again, I'm really sounding like I'm picking on Kapanen here, and I don't mean to be, but well, you know what, I will say this: like Kapanen gave a very arrogant post-game availability on Tuesday. We'll be fine. We'll go out there and fix it. And yes, this is a team that, sure, they've proven they can win in the playoffs, win the Western Conference, do whatever. But I think Leon's basically said, if you're just waiting for the playoffs, or if you're waiting for game 79 or whatever the magical point is, you think that it's time to get motivated, you've waited too long. Like, I think that's kind of what Leon is saying. Because the message I got from Kapanen was like, settle down, everybody. Have you seen what we did the last 2 years? And Leon's coming on and saying, we're not that team. Do we look like that team? Well, obviously, we're not that team. Yeah. Let's go. And again, this is not letting Leon off the hook. I see the text coming in and some of the comments. Well, Leon wanted to win the Selke Trophy. Yeah, he hasn't lived up to it either at both ends of the ice. So I don't think he. But again, I don't think he's putting himself above anybody. I think he's including himself in this. But I think he was probably at the point where, you know what, somebody's got to say it. Somebody's got to say it. And again, Speck, who Kapanen didn't want to talk to, Speck was there in Calgary. A lot of those answers were to Speck's questions, so Leon's like, whatever, I'm going to answer. So probably know what Speck's going to write, but enough of this crap.
Okay, but let's just take that out of the equation then, because you saw that a lot yesterday with Kapanen. Yeah, but who's asking the question? Is there a grudge against Speck, or is there? Clearly not, because Leon just spilled the beans.
Well, if there is, Leon didn't care. He thought this needs to be said. Yeah,
says the hell with it. This needs to be said.
All right, 780-218-9999 is how you can chime in the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. River Cree Resort and Casino, they're having a big birthday this year, and they're going to celebrate until October 26th. October 26th, because they're turning 20. They got over $1 million in prizes, 35 winners of $20,000 in casino free plays, 9 brand new cars, 56 winners of $1,000 in cash. Again, this is all going on until October 26th. Again, do you have stuff? We'll get to some of your texts. We'll try to catch up on some of the comments in the nasty chat. I want to give some, because I've said stuff about Knobloch, some of the things I've wondered about, but I want to dive into that a little more because I do think some of this is his responsibility. I don't think he should be fired. I don't think he will be fired. Well, but the coach is part of the team, so I want to factor all this into. All right? And Jay's obviously brewing something in his brain as well. We need 20 thumbs to get to 100. Let's do that quickly. If you haven't given us a thumbs up on our YouTube stream, here's the coup.
Brayden Point is officially out for Team Canada with Point missing time since mid-January, battling a knee injury. Seth Jarvis takes his spot on the roster after recording 43 points in 48 games for the Hurricanes this season. In its last day in the NHL before the Olympics, Predators and Capitals face off. The Hurricanes and Rangers hit the ice while Ottawa visits Philadelphia. And for tonight, Washington has activated Canadian goalie Logan Thompson and Pierre-Luc Dubois. Thompson's been out since January 27th. Dubois, battling core issues, has not played since Halloween. On the court tonight, Toronto and Chicago go toe-to-toe at 5:30. RJ Barrett will not play for the Raptors. He's managing a right knee sprain. Elsewhere, Golden State takes on Phoenix. The Hornets look to swarm the Rockets as the Hawks play the Jazz. Over in baseball, ESPN's Jeff Passan has reported Detroit's Tariq Skubal has set a new arbitration record, being awarded $32 million for 2026. This Sports Update is brought to you by Advantage Sports Medicine. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists, and you've got a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. Call them at 780-460-9977 or visit their website at AdvantageSportMed.ca to book an appointment. Today we head to break, but we'll be back with the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubush, keeping you up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Luke Gazdik's going to join us.
The past we've seen with Knobloch that I think he really starts to get desperate when he throws those guys out there like crazy. Like McDavid playing 27 last night. I get it's the last game before the break, but that is a lot of ice for one guy to carry. And I just think Leon is probably on point there with start spreading it out.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province. There has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery. All in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
When you cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
We have a limerick here emailed. It's from YYC, No Flames for Me. Attended last night, sat up in the bleachers. A group of oily boys, nasty creatures. Really loud cheers, too many beers. I got it bad. I'm hot for teachers. Oh, that is good. YYC, No Flames for Me.
I love the creativity
very good.
At the end there.
Very good.
I got that one too, Reid.
Put it in the folder.
That's going to go on the thing.
Jay and I are coming to you from the Canadian Brewhouse studio. February, bringing you new wing flavors to the Canadian Brewhouse. Everything Bagel and Buffalo Sochujang.
Yes.
Try them anytime or 69 cents all day, every Wing Wednesday. The Canadian Brewhouse, our house, is your house. So you got the Everything Bagel wings and the gochujang.
Gochujang.
So that's pretty cool. We'll have to go try those. They sounded, what were they, some kind of sweet and spicy? What was it again?
Yeah, I think it's like
yeah, we'll figure it out.
Something.
We'll figure it out.
Korean. It's a Korean fermented sauce.
Oh, that sounds very good. All right. Talking a lot here about the Edmonton Oilers. Remember when they hadn't won 3 in a row? And then they did? And then what did they do in their next 3 games? They lost them. Another loss last night to the Calgary Flames, who, let's face it, guys, like the Flames aren't a great team. They work hard. They aren't overly quick. I mean, I didn't look at the Flames last night and be like, oh, man, how are the Oilers ever going to beat these guys? You know? Like, it wasn't, but the Flames win 3 out of 4, so they take the season series. What would the points be? 6 points to 3? Because the Oilers did lose 1 game in a shootout. So not great.
I thought Devin Cooley played.
Oh, he had a good game.
Very well. He got a point, too.
Oh, yeah, he got an assist on one of the goals, didn't he? Yeah, good for him. All right, so I want to talk more about the Knobloch stuff. Again, I don't think he's going to be fired. I'm not a big fan of just firing coaches all the time. As a broadcaster, I'm not a big guy calling for the firing of a coach. Probably the closest I ever came was with McAdoo when he was the OC for the Elks, and they couldn't do anything. I didn't really like him as an OC even in 2015 when they won the championship, quite frankly. So look, if you're coming on like, oh, I wonder if Reid's going to like run Knobloch out of town. No, I'm not going to do that. But here's what I would say about him. And I'm going to take probably a slightly different approach than some people, because I'm going to tell you right away, and I've said this before, I have zero concern about his demeanor in post-game interviews. Like, that's how he chooses to talk. That's how he chooses to answer questions. And that's how he chooses to present himself publicly. You know, people used to complain to me about how Woodcroft talked By people, I mean listeners. I'm talking about you guys and gals. Didn't like this about Woodcroft. Didn't like the Tippett always used to say we're chasing the game, and people got sick of it. And Tippett didn't exactly sound overly thrilled. And, it's like, okay, so I'm not worried about that. The ice time usage, or I guess the player usage, the ice time distribution, even though it's important, I'm less critical of a couple other things because I think the bottom six on this team is not very good. So if I were a coach, I would struggle myself to play them a lot. And I have zero concern about the first unit power play playing for 2 minutes because they should play for 2 minutes. I don't buy the argument that this version of the Oilers needs a second power play, or that if the first power play is 0 for 3, you don't start them on the fourth time they go out. This is a historically good power play. They're still over 30% this year, despite some struggles lately. Well, I guess they did get 2 last night. I'm fine with there being one power play unit that plays almost all the time on the power play. I don't have an issue with that. I understand some people do. I hear that, but I explain why I don't. So the one thing I've noticed about Knobloch since the day he was hired, because I remember the day he was hired because I covered that. I'm getting old. He said when he sees the Oilers, he sees a bunch of guys who don't look like they have a lot of confidence. Okay? Said he's often preached confidence, free to make a play, don't worry about making a mistake, all that kind of stuff, which I think is great. I think as a coach, you want to have your players in a frame of mind. I think it's cool to say, hey, Jay, you're good at shooting that wrist shot. Why don't you get to the top of the circle and let one fly? Whatever. I do think that's important. Okay. So, I appreciate that, but I'm wondering if that's being overemphasized. I wonder if it's just like a guy messes up and it's just like, well, I know you're trying to make a play. Keep trying to make a play, as opposed to like, okay, hold the phone. I know you're trying to make a play. Are you trying to make the right play? Are you trying to make the high percentage play? Are you trying to make a risk reward play? Or are you correctly measuring the risk reward? Whether it's with the puck or without the puck. Okay. And then the bottom line is if something goes wrong and isn't getting fixed, at least some of that, if not a significant chunk of it, falls on the coach. So if they're not checking and they're not defending consistently, he has to step in and fix it. Whether it's a system or a mentality or an accountability. And look, as you know, Jay, I didn't play in the NHL. But I talk to people who play in the NHL, quite frankly, quite a few of them. I see one every day in Joaquin Gage. I used to work with one almost daily with Rob Brown. And yes, there are systems, there are strategies, but a lot of it just comes down to commitment and hard work. Like if you're checking, if you're committed, if you're in the right place, you're gonna be better defending. So if he needs to figure a way to get the best out of his team. Because even with the flaws in the bottom six, and even with the sometimes wonky distribution of ice time, they're a decent scoring team. So, and that's what Leon said. We're giving up too many goals. Leon recognizes. Do the players have to do it better too? Yes. If Leon and Connor are the leaders on the team, absolutely. There are some nights they can show a little bit more commitment to it, but Knobloch has to get that out of the players. Like that's how he can contribute here to make the team 3 or 5% better, which could make a pretty big difference in the standings, right? So that's where I would say he's got to step up here and step in. And I think coaches, Jay, and I'm curious what you think because, you played a high level of football, you had coaches. I think part of it too is knowing when to leave the players alone and knowing when it's time to put the hammer down a little bit or say, okay, here are the standards, boys. We haven't met these in a while. Like I used to talk to coaches in the AJHL all the time, and a couple of them who they're dealing with younger players. There's a lot of turnover year to year, and a couple coaches told me, you know what? First 10 to 15 games, I kind of don't do much. I see who's sorting it out. I see who's blocking shots. I see who's checking. I see who's leading and who's following, who's willing to lead, who's willing to follow, who's not. And then we hit, maybe the third of the season and say, okay, boys, you've had your fun. Now you're doing it my way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, I know this is the AJHL versus the NHL, but is this like, I don't need Knobloch to yell into the microphone or yell in post-game interviews. But if we've seen these last 7 or 8 games kind of spiral out of control, is he stepping in? Like, is the accountability increasing? Is something tactically, or is he happening? Is he challenging the players? Doesn't appear to be. So that'd be my criticism.
And that's a big question, is where's the accountability? Right? Maybe you wouldn't want to see him lose his mind in a post-game presser. Okay, that's just not how he's conducted himself. But would you mind if he lost his mind on the team in practice? And, like, I don't even know, Reid, under the new CBA, can you bag skate your team if you wanted to?
Yes.
Okay. Like, has anybody seen that this year? I'm not saying it's the be-all, end-all, but, like, there needs to be accountability. Okay, if you guys are going to dick around and slack off on the ice and not have any sort of defensive responsibilities, and, I'll give you the footloose fancy-free on the offensive side if you take care of the defensive side. We're not practicing today, boys, line to line. I'm serious. Like, that's what a coach, at least in my experience, has done. Say, okay, if you're not going to take this seriously, well, then the hell with it. Maybe you'll listen to me after you're puking in buckets. Maybe that will snap you out of it. I don't even know if that is allowed, but there needs to be accountability, or maybe a change of tactic. Maybe what happens in the offensive zone, that's where the magic happens. You have the players to do it, especially in the top 6. Go ahead, boys. But the defensive zone, you cannot screw around.
Right.
Is there enough attention to that detail or that side of the game during the practice time that they do have, during the off-ice time that they have? And Reid, cracking the whip, if you showed up to practice one day and they were just getting bag skated, that would be top news in this city. Would it not?
Yes.
What message would that send to the players?
Right. It's time to wake up.
It's time to bloody well wake up.
Right.
And you just don't see that. Now, I'm not saying you see that in other NHL teams. We're not at the practices.
Well, and now bag skating is done in different ways. There are different drills where there's still puck touches and stuff. But then this leads me to my bigger question. How good can this team be even if the players are playing better? Let's start in net.
Are you saying what's the ceiling of this team?
Let's start in net. What's Tristan Jarry's ceiling as a goaltender? That just might be him, the way he played last night.
Well, let's go back to when that trade happened, Reid. Was this a one team won, one team lost, or was it?
Goalie for goalie, it was kind of like, okay, maybe a change of scenery is going to help one guy or the other.
That's what
it appears to have helped Skinner a little more, though he still has had some tough nights along the way too.
But so you're at the same situation you were. Now, here's a question for you, Reid. If you want to talk about goaltending, do you think this team comes back after this Olympic break and Chris Knobloch declares Connor Ingram as the starting goaltender? And it's this flip-flop back and forth is over with. Connor's our guy. We're going to go with him. I don't know how you can't.
Well, those 3 games coming back, they're back-to-back, and then they're in San Jose. Ingram better start 2 of the 3.
Well, yeah, like at least have him in the starter's net or in the starter's role. Where, yes, if you're back-to-back or there's scheduled starts for Tristan Jarry, so be it. That's fine. But this has got to stop, right? This back and forth between Jarry and Ingram.
Well, look, Ingram's the better goaltender.
I think it's hard. It would be hard to dispute that.
Ingram's the better goaltender. I didn't think I'd be saying that on February 5th, given his .840 save percentage or whatever it was in the minors. I don't think it was quite that bad. He's the better goalie. I think the Oilers get I know it's hard to compare. I think the Oilers at least get a point out of that game last night if he plays. I think the first goal of the game doesn't go in on him. He's been stopping those. He's been getting the blocker on them. And did Jarry look confident to you last night?
No.
Like, he looked like, is he going to save it? Ingram's like right out on guys, challenging guys.
How many times did you catch, even after a shot, like Jari was just completely out of position, right? Didn't look comfortable finishing saves, approaching saves, and even Reid 2 games ago. That goal that we highlighted where he got beat off the faceoff, he just wasn't set.
Right.
So, maybe he's still moving into this role or getting over this transition, but it just hasn't been good enough. Whereas Connor Ingram, I think, gives this team a better chance to win.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. When does that stop? Because that's a coaching decision as well.
Well, into the final 20 games of the season here, it better stop. If you think Ingram's the guy, let him be the guy and let him roll into the playoffs if they're in.
Now, I will say, Reid, I have been receiving on the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox a ton of comments. We're going to get to
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
Most of the 5 o'clock hour will be audience feedback. Yeah, we appreciate everything coming in.
So keep them coming.
EST presented by Play Alberta. It's time to turn up the fun with the all-new Play Alberta app, your digital destination for casino, live dealers, lottery instants, and, of course, sports betting. We have our Pasta Pantry Athlete of the Week in studio next. He's a motorcycle racer, and he was a sniper in the Canadian military. We're going to get the story here from Dallas Reynolds coming up.
Seth Jarvis is replacing the injured Brayden Point for Team Canada. Point hasn't played since mid-January with a knee injury, while Jarvis has potted 25 goals and 43 points in 48 games for the Hurricanes this season. Ice level, the Capitals have activated Logan Thompson and Pierre-Luc Dubois. Washington takes on Nashville at 5 o'clock. Dubois has been sidelined since Halloween with core issues, while Team Canada's Thompson last saw game action in late January. CFL News 880 Ched's Dave Campbell has reported that the Elks have re-signed Jacob Plamondon, with the 27-year-old being in Edmonton since 2022. And 8 games go down in the NBA. The Raptors and Bulls clash at 5:30. Toronto wrapping up a back-to-back. RJ Barrett sits out for this one, managing a right knee sprain. Elsewhere, the Mavericks face the Spurs as the Lakers and 76ers hit the hardwood. Over in baseball, ESPN's Jeff Passan has reported that Detroit's Tariq Skubal has set a new arbitration record, being awarded $32 million in 2026. The Athlete of the Week up next here on the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
Hangout.
But also, he says, and I think everyone's focusing on the coaching comment, but skipping the part where he says it comes from the top. Because he talks about coaching, and then he immediately says there's only 4 or 5, you can't win with just 4 or 5s going. And he says it starts from the top. And to me, that's Jeff Jackson's stamp moment. I think he's talking about the roster at that. I think he's talking about the guys in the suits, and not the guy on the bench.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Sentinel Storage presents Team Canada snowboarder Mark McMorris.
Thank you for your continued support, Canada. It's an honor to represent our country. Keep cheering loud, Canada. We feel it. Thank you, Sentinel Storage, official storage partner of Team Canada.
The road to the FIFA World Cup runs through Edmonton. See Canada Soccer's men's national team before they take on the world this summer. Canada versus Uzbekistan. June 1st, 7 p.m., Commonwealth Stadium. Tickets at Ticketmaster.ca.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
All right, good to have you tuning in this afternoon. Yeah, tons of your comments coming in about the plight of the Edmonton Oilers. We'll read as many as we can and discuss them between 5 and 6. If you are taking us in on YouTube this afternoon and have not clicked the thumbs up button, please do so. We're at 98. We got to get to at least 100 and then soar from there, get into gravy time. We have a very special guest in studio. He's our Pasta Pantry Athlete of the Week. For over 30 years in Sherwood Park, Pasta Pantry has served hot, delicious comfort food made right in our kitchen. We do it fast so you can slow down. We're a family, and when you come to Pasta Pantry, you're one of us. Check out Pasta Pantry in Sherwood Park, your home for the pregame meal. It is Dallas Reynolds, the Pasta Pantry Athlete of the Week. How are you doing, sir?
Good, how are you?
Doing very well. How old are you?
39.
39 years of age. Good age.
Yeah, not too bad.
Good age. Where are you from? Like, where'd you grow up? Where have you lived?
I'm originally from Vernon, BC.
Okay.
Born in Penticton, and raised in Vernon, and moved out here pretty much as I graduated to get some work in Alberta.
So you've been an Edmontonian about half your life.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm more of an Edmontonian now, I would say, than from Vernon. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is cool coming in.
Okay, I think we got to start with, obviously your friend Evan nominated you for Pasta Pantry Athlete of the Week. You could go a bunch of different directions here. So let's just start with, before we get into your racing career, because as you know, there's not much motorcycle racing going on in Alberta, at least not that we're aware of. So I want you to help educate us and make us look like idiots and say, actually, Jay, there is. But before that, I mean, you served in the Canadian Army, correct?
Yeah, I did, yes.
So how old were you when you enlisted in the Army?
I believe I was 22. I joined a bit later on. I had already graduated and went to trade school to become a journeyman welder.
Okay.
I did that for a bit, and then I guess I got bored, and Afghanistan was in full swing. So I signed up, and yeah, the rest is kind of history, I guess.
And now, is that your role? You were a sniper. Is that it, or is it more complex than that?
That's where I got to. Initially, you just sign up. Like, I signed up to be in the infantry, and the Reg Force infantry at the time wasn't open. So I went into the reserves first, did my training, and then when the Reg Force opened up, I applied and they call it a component transfer. Went over to full time, and then from there, you just kind of, courses would get offered, and if you show interest, you kind of keep climbing up the ladder. And eventually they offered, it's called a recon course, reconnaissance. We call it recce course. And that's like the first prequel, I would say, to going for your sniper course.
Wow. Okay, well, first off, thank you for your service.
Oh, no problem.
I mean, I'm saying that on behalf of everybody listening. That is fabulous. Okay, I mean, is there an eye test involved here at some point of this recce test, as you call it? Like, seriously?
You do an eye exam. Like, it's in your physical to get in. Back in the day, they were a little more stringent. So, like, you couldn't wear glasses. You couldn't be a left-handed shooter. You couldn't smoke. There was a few different things that they would steer away from letting you become a sniper, I guess. Nowadays, I mean, there's corrected vision. The scopes themselves. So, say you didn't wear glasses, you can somewhat correct your vision through the optic that you're using.
So, I mean, this is obviously a question that everybody would like to ask a sniper. Is how far would I be able to put a target for you to comfortably be able to, let's say I put a frying pan out there to make that thing go ting. What are we talking here?
Depends on the caliber. 308, I'd say 800 meters. You can do that.
Oh, man.
What's the farthest, like, you were training, like, that you would be shooting for target practice?
The farthest I've connected with a target, like purposely out training, trying to shoot, was 1900 meters. And that was with TAC 50, we call it. It's a 50 cal Macmillan.
That's 2 kilometers.
Almost.
Sorry, yes, I know you.
And again,
that's amazing.
That's a steel target, right? So we're sitting there for a while, dialing in our wind and left and right, but you can get there.
Okay, so I gotta ask you, because you got to do in real life something that is often depicted in film or in literature. And okay, I read Jack Reacher, and he can hit something like, and he's always talking about, I got to control my breathing, and like Is that at least grounded in reality, some of that?
Yeah, for sure. That's standard marksman, like 101, right from the ground up with any type of firearm you're shooting. You have to control your breathing. It's part of the marksmanship principles. I guess you could say that when you're shooting at longer range, like a sniper would be doing, it comes more into play.
Okay.
A lot of it's timing. When you're going to release, when you release your breath, when you release the trigger, and then you mimic that every single time. Like,
right.
I'm sure you've heard
like an athlete, you got a routine.
Exactly. Yeah. You have to create consistency.
Okay. Can you tell us where you served?
Yeah, I had. I
Coop's
was
got a photo too. I think we can throw up.
Eastern Europe and Poland, and I believe it was 2015.
Okay.
They sent a sniper detachment over there. We were augmented into a rifle company just to kind of help them through that tour. And then I was also sent to Iraq in 2020 with a force protection company.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff. And now, are you totally out now?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm what you call supplementary reserve right now.
Okay.
So when you get out, you can join that instead of fully releasing, and that way you kind of keep your qualifications for 5 years.
Okay.
It allows you some leeway in case Civvy World got me and I had to get back in.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so you're in the Army, then you decide that it's time to do something different, and you choose high-speed motorcycle racing.
Correct. Yes.
What was why, what caused this transition?
I'd say probably just chasing that adrenaline. Like it's hard. It's a very individual sport. Once you're on the bike, like it's kind of all you. A lot of I should correct that. The background is very, very team oriented to get you out there. But once you're out there and the visor goes down, it's like it's you and that bike against the others on that track, whether it's a closed circuit or whether it's a closed public road like over in Ireland they do.
Now that's okay. So Ireland, Coop's got a bunch of pictures that I found online. Where are you racing? Like, what's the season? When does it start? Is this your off season? And when does it start? Where are you at?
Yeah, so the road race season over there generally starts in April with Cookstown. That's the first meeting, and that's up north. And then from there, it kind of goes into. I mean, I've only got the one season there, and they only ran 3. This season, a bunch of the southern ones have come back, so the calendar is much bigger. So even what I saw last year will be very different this year for me.
And how'd it go? I mean, last year was your first year.
Yeah.
Now, would you say last year was your first year as a pro, or how do you classify that? And how did it go?
Okay, I guess in a weird way, last year I stepped back from pro. I had gotten to the pro national level in our country in Canada at CSBK. And then I raced that in 2024 in the Pro Twins class. I won that championship at my first year there. And that's kind of what gave me, I guess, the confidence to take this size of machine to the roads in Ireland.
Wow. Well, I can tell you this. I was telling you in the break, my dad's side is from Ireland. I've been over there a couple times. I've driven with some of my cousins on those roads, and it is terrifying. So what constitutes a road race in Ireland? Like, how long is it? Is it a circular track, or is it there and back? And what speeds are you pushing on these things?
So yeah, basically they're closed. They're public roads that get closed, and they're generally like in a circle. Like they do a loop, so you can do laps. The distance of them can vary. Off the top of my head, I don't know them perfectly right now, but Cookstown it might be just under 3 kilometers, something like that, a lap. And then you have Tandragee 100, which is a bit longer. That one's more like 5.5K or something like that per lap. And yeah, like it's what you said. They're very tight, windy roads, very hilly. So they have things called bomb holes. That's what we refer to them as. And it's basically when the road dips down. Well, when you're at pace on a motorcycle, you don't follow the road down. You go off the road and then land in the dip. So it's like a compression. And then the flip side of that, when you come up to a rise, the speeds we're going, you leave the ground. So you'll jump a sport bike essentially.
Okay. And do you also do the racing? Well, yeah, I see some pictures because I've seen it on TV. Like your knee is when you turn, I mean, you look like you're going to fall over, quite frankly, right?
Yeah. That's how you get the bike to turn.
Okay.
Well, even Coob's got a picture up. I like that last one that was up, Coob, because both of your tires are off the road, but you're on a flat road.
Yeah, that's our Moy. So that's another one that's up north.
Okay.
That for me, actually, that picture, if I think back to what I wanted to get to, this is that iconic photo that I was chasing all year.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And that's very small compared to what the guys in the super bikes are doing.
Sorry, what speed? What'd you say the top speed can be?
Well, actually, that photo, I'm in 6th gear, probably 220, something like that.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. But the super bike guys, they're 6th gear, 280.
Really?
Yeah, they're moving there.
How? What's the camaraderie and or tension like among your fellow competitors?
It's unreal to be honest. It's kind of the other reason, like you said, how do you go from what you're doing to this?
Okay.
The people who are doing motorcycle racing in general, you have to be a certain kind of person, I would say, because of the risk. But then you take that to road racing in Ireland, and I mean, those boys they're a different animal. And when I got there, I was expecting to kind of get that vibe from them, but it's the most relaxed, chill. No one's stressed. No one's hyped up. Everyone's just very happy to be there, very helpful. And it does make sense if you think about it, because they have to calm down before you go out there and risk what you're risking.
Okay, so around Edmonton, where will you go either to race or practice, all that stuff?
So there is a good racing scene in Alberta. Edmonton has the EMRA. It's the Edmonton Motorcycle Road Racing Association.
Okay.
I should preface they call road racing in North America like short circuit racing. So that's on a track, but they call it road racing.
Okay.
Whereas in Ireland, that's called short circuit racing, which is on a track, and roads are roads.
Okay. Leave it to the Irish to get things backwards, eh?
So there's the EMRA, which is where I started. My path was through there. I had nothing but good things to say about the people there and the racers there that helped me get to where I am. And then you have the CMRA, which is the Calgary Motorcycle Road Racing Association.
Okay.
And they run out of that new track near Carstairs, Rocky Mountain Motorsports Park.
That track is insane.
Yeah, so Calgary races out of there. That's where that club races out.
Okay. Yeah, it's fancy.
And then we're at Rad Torque.
Okay, so what? Oh, you're out at Rad Torque?
Yeah, that's where the EMRA would be. That's our home track.
All right. They're partners of EST. A bike like you, and thanks for bringing this in. We're going to have to hang this in the boardroom. But a bike like this, how many of these do you have to get through a season? And what's under your crotch? Like what's the engine in this thing?
Okay, so what you're looking at there, that's an Aprilia 660, so it's considered a twin. So 660 cc's, like it says. In this particular case, I was very fortunate, and my title sponsor, TerraBurst, they had two of them.
Oh, wow.
So he supplied me with two bikes and a mechanic to kind of keep them going. And I was able to give them both back to him. I think in the whole season, I put it down once, and it was in the rain, and I was in the lead. So.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we have listeners from all
a buddy
across
from
Canada.
Newfoundland's checking in, by the way.
Yeah, it's hey, Dallas. Yeah. Your old bud Paul from General Dynamics says hello from Newfoundland.
That's Evan's buddy, too.
So there you go. So thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you for talking openly about your time serving in the Canadian Army. When do you head back to Ireland?
I'm going back there probably beginning of April, get the bike prepped, and then Cookstown is at the end of April. So that's once that kicks off, she's full send.
So you're staying out there for a while then?
Yeah, I'll be out there. Yeah, my wife's from there, so we have family
it works
there.
so well.
Helps us out nice. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Can we watch it? Like, can we watch it here in Edmonton? Do you know?
Yeah, it depends year to year. Sometimes they run this thing called King of the Roads, and specific races will be aired live. Whether or not Cookstown is part of that this year or not, I'm not sure. But they will have it on YouTube, kind of like what you guys do.
Okay.
Good
It'll
stuff.
be aired live during it.
Oh, okay. This is fantastic.
Dallas, you're an incredible story. Thank you for sharing your
Thank
journey.
You for having
That's
me. I
amazing
appreciate
stuff.
that.
And you've got your $25 GC to pass the pantry. So make sure you use that. Take your wife out for some good pass out in Sherwood Park. And when you're there, get the custom Pass the Pantry Athlete of the Week hat.
They got to give you a hat.
They got to give you
100%.
that.
Yeah.
And tell Nathan you're the Athlete of the Week, and he'll take good care of you.
Definitely,
That's
I
a
will.
little pro tip from Jay here. Thank you very much for coming in again. This was awesome.
Dallas Reynolds, our Past the Pantry Athlete of the Week. Okay, we're going into the 5 o'clock break. We still got words of the day coming up. We'll get some of your feedback on some of the Oilers topics we've been talking about back in a couple minutes.
2 guys and a goalie.
Connor Ingram should start 2 of every 3 games the rest of the way, hired or fired.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It is, isn't it? I'd say 3 of 5, because 2 of 3 would be 4 of 6.
I'm going to hire it. Yeah. I'm going to hire it because
let's see.
I think his style fits how the Edmonton Oilers play.
I think so too.
Yeah.
At least the best of that we've seen from these other guys.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Sentinel Storage presents Team Canada snowboarder Mark McMorris.
Thank you for your continued support, Canada. It's an honor to represent our country. Keep cheering loud, Canada. We feel it. Thank you, Sentinel Storage, official storage partner of Team Canada.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
Sentinel Storage presents Team Canada ski cross racer Reese Howden.
Being able to represent a country that has done everything to support my dreams is unreal. To stand on the podium and represent Canada, I don't take it for granted at all.
Sentinel Storage, proud partner of Team Canada.
Brayden Point is officially out for Team Canada at the Olympics, with Point missing time since mid-January, battling a knee injury. Seth Jarvis takes his spot on the roster after recording 43 points in 48 games for the Hurricanes this season. And the last day in the NHL before the Olympic break, Predators and Capitals facing off in just a moment. The Hurricanes and Rangers go at it, hitting the before Ottawa visits Philly. And for tonight, Washington has activated Canadian goalie Logan Thompson and Pierre-Luc Dubois. Thompson's been out since January 27th, while Dubois has been battling core injuries, not playing since Halloween. On the court, Toronto and Chicago go toe-to-toe at 5:30. RJ Barrett will not play for the Raptors. He's managing a right knee sprain. Elsewhere, Golden State takes on Phoenix. The Hornets look to swarm the Rockets, and it's Wizards and Pistons tipping off in just a moment. Over in baseball, ESPN's Jeff Passan reported that Detroit's Tariq Skubal has set a new arbitration record, being awarded $32 million for 2026. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The third and final hour of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Incredible story. Dallas Reynolds, our Past the Pantry Athlete of the Week, a sniper in the Canadian military, and now racing motorcycles in Ireland. And man, oh man, that was just an awesome interview, Jay. You book these. I should say, well, Jay does most of the work for the show. He does all the work for the Past the Pantry Athlete of the Week. Well, great job, buddy.
Well, thank you, but thanks to Evan, Dallas's good friend, who nominated Dallas as the Past the Pantry Athlete of the Week. If you know anybody, and I mean, this is a great example of that. This isn't just about the kid that won the tournament and was the MVP. I mean, we go all over the place. Although Dallas is a very accomplished rider.
Yes.
I will say that. But you get the gist of this. Like, if you have anybody that you think fits the bill and should be just highlighted and talked to about what they do, their story, please email jay@edmontonsportstalk.com. You can also go to edmontonsportstalk.com and just fill out the contact form at the bottom, and the boys will get that over my way.
Whenever you want to text us, you are using the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999. How about this? On March 7th, DJ Pauly D from Jersey Shore is at the venue at River Cree. March 19th, George Thorogood and the Destroyers, the baddest show on earth tour, rivercreeresort.com to check out your tickets and for other shows that are coming up. Okay, yeah, great to have Dallas Reynolds in studio. He was the Pass the Pantry Athlete of the Week. We, of course, are in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. UFC 326 is live Saturday, March 7th. Already looking at events in March. How about that? At the Canadian Brewhouse, catch every punch, enjoy ice-cold drinks, and nonstop action. The Canadian Brewhouse, our house is your house. So we, of course, have the Oilers as a hot topic today. When aren't they in this city, quite frankly? And we have buying or selling, which is presented by Damon Bunting Real Estate. Is Damon coming in tomorrow for a little bit?
Damon's going to come and check in, catch up with the good old pal Damon from Damon Bunting Real Estate. He will be in the studio from 5 to 6.
In about 24 hours. Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, damonbunting.com. Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate. Okay, so you've been looking at a lot of the text and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people sounding off in the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Matt says, as much as I think the players have a lot of blame in the poor play this season, I think the coaches have a lot of blame as well because they're clearly not setting a defensive-focused mindset for the team. I think that's a fair point. Of course, the email just wants to take a little snooze right now, Reid.
Uh-oh.
Let's see here.
Well, that's a fair point. If something is not working, it's the coach's job to keep trying stuff to get it to work and push the right buttons. And certainly, I don't think a lot of the right buttons were pushed
or any
over the last 8 or 9 games.
I mean, it just seems like Reid, but this has been a problem far before this season. Defensive zone coverage. Waddy and Cloverdale, the top guys shouldn't have to play 20-plus minutes to beat the Flames. It's on coaching for not instilling confidence in his bottom six and allowing them to fit their roles. Resorting to it in games 20, 40, or 60 leaves you unprepared for games 80 and 100.
Yeah, here's the thing I would say about that. I think that's a good point. Again, the guy you say doing the Lord's work, Curtis Lazar. Why didn't he play more last night? So, I don't think the bottom six is great. I don't think they threaten a lot. I don't think they can change the complexion of a game. But if they're playing okay and you're still down 1 goal, why can't you just keep rolling the lines? Like, let them find a groove. Now, if you're down 2 goals, you're down 3 goals late in the game, goalie pull situation, that's different. But it seems like as soon as they're even down 1, it's like, oh my God, we're playing catch up, and let's go with the big guns over and over again.
But then when you're late in the game or halfway through the game and you're down a goal, then you've lost that opportunity, right? You need to just set it in stone and say, this is the team we're rolling out tonight.
Well, I don't mind with. I mean, there are situations with the lines in the game, sure. But
Dr. John says, with how PK and system/coverage looks this year, Knobloch should keep his job. It's on management to build a team, not just 4 to 5 guys. Jason.
Yeah, that's fair too.
Jason says, how about getting a bit pissy at the ref when he misses an interference on Matthews late in the game? I think that's from a couple nights ago. Big Dave, when the goalie trade was made and Connor was on that point streak, this team was playing better. Hampton Steve.
Yeah, they might have been, actually.
Agreed with Jay. Maybe some 2-day practices for the group in those days leading up to the return to play would hammer home the defensive messaging. Worked for me when playing football and rugby in the early 2000s.
You know, Skinner's last game as an Oiler was actually pretty good. Wasn't it the 4-1 win over Detroit? Oddly enough.
Yeah, I get the sentiment. And Reid, I'm encouraged by the fact that nobody's saying, oh, Leon shouldn't say anything. Leon shouldn't speak out. Keep that in the locker room. I think that you're past that point.
Yeah, and well, look, it depends who does it and how they do it. As much as I kind of was ripping on Kappen a little bit, he probably can't come out and name names or say goalie this or us that. I think he could have been taking the loss a little bit more seriously, quite frankly. But you know, there's certain players who can say it, almost maybe not whatever they want, but also whatever they want. But again, this wasn't just the words; it was the tone and the body language.
I don't know. We've just given up too many goals. I don't know. Just can't defend. Penalty kill is not great. But there's many things that are part of it. It's just not good enough right now.
Again, that's just an exasperated player. That's just an exasperated player. Like, come on, guys. And again, he's him too. And I don't think he's trying to say, no, I'm fine. Connor and I are fine as everybody else. I think he recognizes that it is everybody equally. So yes, he's including himself by that, but he's also not letting his teammates off the hook. Like if Leon would have come out and said, "Okay, Connor and I and Darnell and Nuge, we wear the letters. It's all us." Well, that would have also been dumb.
Yeah, that would have. And honestly, I mean, Connor and Leon are the first and fifth leading scorers in the NHL.
Right.
You're going to have a little bit of leeway.
Okay, but here's my question to everybody. How many players on the Oilers do you think are just simply not capable of doing much better than they're doing? Either that's just who they are as players, or that's where they are in their careers.
Are we talking like
okay? I'll take some. Like I believe, even though it's the NHL, it's the top league in the world. I by myself, as somebody who observes the game and talks about it, I think I'm a lot more lenient on young players. Okay? Matt Savoy gets beat, or there's a move that just looks like he's maybe never seen a guy do that to him before. Okay, I'm not going to flip out on Matt Savoy necessarily. Jake Wallman pinching unnecessarily or getting caught out of position almost every game for the last week. Like, what's going on, dude?
Well, Reid,
so is that Wallman as an example? Like, is that just Wallman?
Well,
is that just him?
The question you just asked: who is playing below their potential, or who's somebody that you think could play to a higher potential or to a higher ceiling?
Right.
I think a lot of the answers lie in the defensive groupings, more so than the forward group. I mean, what do you want? What do you want out of Curtis Lazar? What do you want out of Matthias Janmark? More.
Well, people want goals out of Janmark.
Well, sure, but Reid, it's hard to, like you said it. Curtis Lazar was on for 4 minutes and 24 seconds, but you noticed him, right? I mean, Matt Savoy. I like what Matt Savoy's doing for a young player.
Well, I'm just using him as an example where I'd be less critical of a younger player.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to see Matt Savoy finish more.
Right.
I think any Oilers fan would. But Jack Roslovic, what happened to him? Where's that game? Now granted he's on a third line role.
Is that just him? What have I heard about him at the rink? He'll give you 35 good games, and they're all in the regular season.
Sure. So is the glass slipper, or is it
or whatever? Yeah, he's
turning into a pumpkin.
Yeah,
Mangiapane. Right. What do you expect from him?
Well,
he's been underwhelming from the start.
More than
Trent Frederick. Yeah. Okay, but that's these names we're throwing out.
Right. So this is the thing where. Okay, like I will say this I would not criticize Knobloch for the season Trent Frederick's having.
How could you?
I mean, he starts him with Leon and Connor. Go out there and play. He tried using him in situations. A lot of fans wanted him scratched long before Knobloch finally scratched him. Right?
I think we should carry this after the segment and get into your question you wanted to ask, because I want to hear what all the listeners have to say. But I think from what you're saying and what I've just been saying here is if Chris Knoblauch is handcuffed with Trent Frederick in the lineup as a player that's on the roster for 7 seasons, okay, that's not a Chris Knoblauch problem. Andrew Mangiapane is not a Chris Knoblauch problem. Jack Roslovic in his game that has disappeared, and it has disappeared for his entire career after a certain amount of games, is that a Knoblauch problem?
Well, Mangiapane was a Knoblauch mistake the other night because I didn't think he needed to bench him for the mistake that he made. I thought that was too quick of a hook, so to speak.
So then, I mean, from what I'm saying and what I think you are also agreeing with, is this a problem further up the chain in the organization?
Oh, sure. Well, I've talked about that, and I said this with Dusty and Eric, and I've said it. I think I'm more inclined to criticize Bowman and or Jackson together, however you want to look at it, than Knoblauch. But here's the thing, though. If those players that we're talking about aren't scoring, then he's got to get them to check. Like, he's got to say, okay, Trent and Andrew, like, it's your own end, man. Like, it's your own end. Nothing bad happens when you're out there. I want full commitment in your own end.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we want our goalie to be able to play without pads, you know. But I don't think that message is there. I think the message is there. We get the puck and we push it up the ice. And then once we have the puck, then we don't have to play defense. Which, yes, I understand, but in a fluid sport like hockey, you have to defend at some point.
Defending needs to be the foundation of which you can build success on. Once you have that foundation sound and in place, which they clearly don't, and they haven't for a considerable amount of time. So I'm not sure they ever will, Reid. I'm not kidding.
For this year or into eternity?
Well, not into eternity, but what would suggest to you, Reid, that this team can turn things around defensively? Why would you think they could? For the sake of Oilers fans, I hope they can. But why would you think they could? Isn't that the definition of insanity?
I'm going to tell you why I think they can improve their goals against.
Okay.
When we get back.
Now we're talking,
Edmonton
baby.
Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. Gaming made easy anytime, anywhere. With Play Alberta, you have a full casino experience right at your fingertips. Play from your phone, tablet, or computer whenever works for you. PlayAlberta.ca, the Play Alberta app. Don't forget to use your game sense. Mr. Kubish, take it away.
Jarvis is replacing the injured Brayden Point for Team Canada. Point hasn't played since mid-January with a knee injury, while Jarvis has potted 25 goals, 43 points in 48 games played this season. Right now, underway in the NHL, there's 5 games live. The Capitals up 1-0 over the Predators. We also see the Hurricanes leading 1-0 over the Rangers, both about midway through the opening frame. And 6 minutes into action, the Penguins are down 1-0 against the Sabres. In the CFL, 880 Chad's Dave Campbell has reported that the Elks have re-signed Jacob Plamondon, with the 27-year-old being in Edmonton since 2022. And there's 8 games going down in the NBA. The Raptors and Bulls get going at 5:30. Toronto wrapping up a back-to-back. RJ Barrett sitting out for the Raptors, managing a right knee sprain. And right now there's a pair of games underway. The Magic leading 13-8 over the Nets. Pistons down 13-6 against the Wizards, both midway through the first frame of play. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since '93. They have doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood Leduc. The Oilers discussion rolls on following the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Oil Stream.
So he said this in at 4:30 in the morning. The season is 70% done, and it's like they're still at a point of trying to clean things up from the preseason.
Yeah.
Missed passes, brain-dead line changes, no defensive awareness, consistently sleepwalking through large portions of games like their pregame pump-up song is Moonshadow by Cat Stevens.
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Edmonton. Be part of history. Support Canada Soccer's men's national team as they battle Uzbekistan in the final send-off series ahead of the FIFA World Cup. Monday, June 1st at 7 p.m. at Commonwealth Stadium. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.ca.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
You already know where you should go to watch the big game. Where else but River Cree Resort and Casino? Come out to the venue for the massive football watch party on February 8th. Doors open at 3:30 with kickoff at 4:30. Your $35 ticket includes reserved seating and an all-you-can-eat buffet. Or sit in a premium black leather throne of comfort with the VIP lounge package, just $70 a seat. Don't miss out on the football action. Buy your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com. Must be 18 plus.
Real fans don't stroll in at puck drop. They claim territory. They study the screens. They get into their spot, which is why this matters. The Canadian Brewhouse now has happy hour. Brand new. Tons of options. And the good stuff like our 8-inch 2-topping RCM pizza and our signature Caesar. Monday to Saturday, 2 till 6 p.m. starting at $3.99. That's more than enough reason to come early. New happy hour at the Canadian Brewhouse. If you're serious about game day, we'll see you for happy hour.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Welcome back to the Reid Wilkins Show right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. We got a limerick that came in from VR Montenegro. Joined the army due to utter boredom, became a sniper, and fought for freedom. Now, with icy nerves, he rips around curves. A certified badass by decretum.
Oh, wow. Pretty good. Decretum, a collection of decisions and judgments in canon law.
Good word.
Good stuff from VR.
I was going to sneak that in as a second word of the day, but just
too late.
But you got me.
Now I got it. Thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. Jason Milne, Reid Wilkins, Zach Kubish is at the technical desk. What are the Olympics? Well, they're started, but the opening ceremony's tomorrow. And away we go.
Tomorrow morning.
Going to be exciting. Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Portions of this hour are presented by Little Buckaroo Design. Since 2015, Little Buckaroo Design in New Sarepta has been saying, heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
We can do that. From heat press and embroidery to rhinestones, sublimation, DTF, signs, and custom decals.
Decals.
Michelle and her team can make it happen. Stop by the showroom at 5063 Center Ave in New Sarepta. Call 780-984-2872 or check out their website, lilbuckaroodesign.ca. lilbuckaroodesign.ca. Yeah, you got the Chet Palmer shirt.
They made these shirts for us.
For the people on YouTube. So that's pretty cool.
Hey, I got a story for you.
Okay.
I was at a basketball tournament in Camrose last weekend. You know where you drive right by?
New Sarepta?
New Sarepta.
Oh, sweet. Did you go to Little Buckaroo?
It's Saturday. I didn't think they'd be open.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Boy, that would make an ass out of me. Saturday, they are closed.
Okay.
But I would have, Reid. I would have.
They're great. Great partner here at EST.
Mm-hmm.
In the nasty chat, Old Wolf says the Oilers can turn things around with a disciplined team effort because they've done it the last 2 years, even though they lost in the finals. By the way, if you are on YouTube, you can post in the nasty chat and if you haven't done it already, give us the thumbs up. We're over 100. Let's see how high we can go. And if you have already given the thumbs up, then please click the share button and send the show link off to somebody else and say, hey, check out these guys. They're talking Oilers. They've got great stories like our Past the Pantry Athlete of the Week, Dallas Reynolds, who was in studio. And they're just generally trying to make you smile throughout the course of the afternoon. YYC no flames for me in the nasty chat. I feel like Mangiapane was a solid top 6 role in Calgary. And when his skills and attributes were not up to the Draisaitl McDavid standards, Knobber does their dirty work. Same thing happened with Arvidsson and Skinner. Time to focus on gritty third and fourth line grinders, pure muckers. A couple comments coming in there. So I have another question for everybody. People are probably like, enough with the questions, Reid. I'm not in school. Who is going to be the most important Oiler for the rest of the season? Who is going to be the most important Oiler for the rest of the season? Now, I ask this because I have my own answer.
Okay, hang on. Is this part of the Oilers or organization?
You could say Oilers organization. Mine's a player, I'll tell you that.
Mine's not.
Okay. Coob?
Connor Ingram.
Okay. Well, spoiler alert, that's mine.
Although I could see why, okay? But I think Stan Bowman needs to come up with some winners. And soon. He's no longer, what's worked out? What's been something you've seen? Connor
Ingram.
Is that it?
Well, there are different levels of worked out.
Well, we know what we're talking about.
Colson.
Mangiapane, not worked out. Skinner, not worked out. Arvidsson has not worked out.
Kapanen, good.
Trent Predrick has not worked out. Kapanen is good right now. Sure.
Who made the trade for Emberson? Was Bowman there yet?
No, I don't believe so.
Was that just Jackson?
Full season.
I can't remember if he was there or not.
Let me check.
Lazar. He's done his job.
Yep.
It's not all misses.
It's not all misses.
There's been some guys you wanted in the top 6 that have been misses.
But I think the misses have been bigger misses than the hits have been hits. Do you know what I mean?
That's a good way to do it. Unless Connor Ingram.
Well, then, Reid, looks like we might both be right. I just think heading into trade deadline, there's got to be some moves, and there's going to be some tough conversations, I think.
Here's why I say Connor Ingram, because I think he's played well so far. He's up to 13 appearances with the Oilers. He's 6-4-1 with a shutout. His goals against average is 2.67. It's almost a goal better than Jari as an Oiler. His save percentage did dip below 900 to 897 after the loss to the Leafs. Again, 2 of the 4 goals he allowed were on the power play, one of them 5-on-3. I thought Ingram played a good enough game to get them a win 5-on-5 against Toronto. Well, your goaltender has to be your best penalty killer. Okay, well, the 5-on-3 goal happened the way it was. He's, like I was saying, he's looked big. He's looked confident. He looks more confident than Jari. He's made more saves than Jari. So they both have a record of 6-4-1 with a shutout, but Ingram's stats are overall better. And he's actually played more than Jari because Jari missed some time with the injury. So if the Oilers are going to improve their goals against, I think it's going to be on the back of Connor Ingram. Probably more likely than it's going to be on the back of good defending. Because I think if you look at that game last night, if Ingram plays, maybe only 2 or 3 go in.
Well, and that would certainly, I guess, back up what I just said of is this team capable of defending better? I just don't know how you could logically look at that and say, oh, they'll figure it out. Where's the body of evidence that would suggest that?
Well, again, like Old Wolf said, there is some evidence from the last 2 seasons.
But this isn't the same team.
Well, but that's what Leon said. Here's the comment.
We're a different team. We're not the same team. We're not as good right now. we're not even close. Like, we need to understand that. Like, it's time. Obviously, there's a break now, but when we come back, we gotta get going.
Well, see, and that's another thing I like that he said, like, we're not even close. So again, I'll stop doing this after today, but because it's still fresh, like that Kapanen interview. Well, we'll get back at it tomorrow in Calgary. Well, you didn't. So Leon's saying, like, quit. I'm not saying he's directly addressing Kapanen or whoever, but maybe he's saying, hey, guys, if the attitude in the dressing room is with the guys who have been to one or both finals with us the last 2 years, is that it's coming. I don't see it, teammates. I don't see it. You know, like, remember last year they got into the final 15 games. It was like, okay, who's actually hurt? Who's maybe being held out just to be safe? Remember there were all those days like, oh, Connor's not playing. Like, are they actually hurt? What's going on? Okay, maybe they could get away with that last year. Maybe they could lose a couple games that they didn't need to win. I mean, they're in a playoff spot by 4 points
in the worst
I think
division
Leon,
in hockey.
I think Leon is maybe saying, "Okay, who's serious here? If you're comfortable, why are you comfortable?"
Yes. Why? You should not be satisfied. But that's why that was such a great thing to say.
But anyway, that's why I think maybe it's just a goaltender who doesn't let very many shaky or questionable ones in. Maybe that's what they're going to have to rely on. That Ingram gives them one or two more saves, maybe not even a night, maybe a week than Jari.
Well, that could be the difference. It really could. Who is your most important Oiler, player, member of the organization? Send in your comments to the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999.
Dan in the Nasty Chest says McDavid is the answer, not because of talent, but because he needs to make sure the players start on time and play 60 minutes. If you're counting on management, you're screwed already. Well, McDavid will be very important. There's no doubt about that.
I think part of that is assuming that your leaders are going to lead.
Right. I'm just saying, if this team needs to win by keeping the goals against down, maybe just a goaltender who can actually stop a little more than 90% of the shots he faces, maybe that's going to make the difference.
It's like asking...
I mean, Jari's down to 870.
Yeah, not good.
Skinner as an Oiler was 891. So maybe that's why I think Ingram is the most important Oiler. I would hope, and you were asking me this earlier, as we get into the final, what are we at, 24 games. I mean, I would hope Ingram plays over half of those. I don't know if he's going to play 16, but could it be a 14-10 split, something like that?
Whatever.
I think they have to see he can really handle it, and he's going to be the guy on game one of the playoffs.
And you're suggesting 14-10? That seems high.
For who?
For Jari.
You'd go straight out 16-8?
Oh, yeah.
2/3?
Well, yeah.
Maybe they will.
Well, you got to get hot. I mean, you've seen this every year, the team that comes in hot usually stays hot. And if you've got a hot goaltender, and especially, doesn't it just feel like it could be a story, Reid, for the playoffs? The Connor Ingram coming back.
That'd be amazing.
I mean, wouldn't that just fit the script? Because we know it's scripted. Wouldn't it just fit the script?
Jeez. I just think, maybe they can make a trade or two. Maybe somebody will help. You're probably taking a little bit of a flyer on somebody. LA's added Panarin. He's not playing tonight, right? Right, Coop? They're in action tonight, but he's not playing. I mean, if LA wins tonight, they're 2 points behind the Oilers still with 2 games in hand. So think about that. Vegas 66 points, Edmonton 64, Seattle 63, Anaheim 63, LA 60. That's what you're looking at in the Pacific Division. So this is, and then the Oilers have played the most games of anybody. This could be tense, and I think that's what Leon is saying. Like, we're not as good as last year. We're not close. I think maybe he believes they can be that team, but I think he's saying, okay, everybody. If you think we can be that team, you better start playing like it.
All right.
We can't keep lollygagging around. And that goes, and as he said, that goes for the goalies, that goes for the coaches, that goes for the PK, that goes for everybody.
Boy, it's nice getting a comment like that. Hey, Reid, you spend a whole show talking about it.
Yeah, you really can. You really can. You can spend a whole day on Edmonton Sports Talk almost.
Oh, my gosh.
Talking about it. 780-218-9999, the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. That's where you can send your text messages. So tomorrow, we'll have a lot more Super Bowl talk. I mean, the game is Sunday. We're going to have full predictions from the EST staff. We'll accumulate your predictions, and if anybody nails the correct team with the score, they'll be honored forever. We'll find some sort of a prize for them. Benny Thompson will be in. He's going to do some sort of, what is it? We keep 3 and we cut 5?
Keep 3, cut 5. Keep 3, cut 5.
Keep 3, cut 5.
We're going to do Name the Animal tomorrow, too.
Or we're doing Name the Animal tomorrow?
I thought this was funny. Can you cue up the start of the Leon Draisaitl clip?
Yes.
Because this came in from Lindsay in Two Hills. I believe Lindsay is referencing the start of this. Says Leon could be on Name That Animal.
I
don't know. That's awesome.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, it's 5:40. We still got to do our words of the day. One final update from Zach.
Brayden Point is officially out for Team Canada. With Point missing time since mid-January, battling a knee injury. Seth Jarvis takes his spot after recording 43 points in 48 games for the Hurricanes this season. And they're underway right now. Carolina, that is, in New York against the Rangers. Minute 30 left to go in the first. They're up 1-0. 5 other games live of the 7 that wrap up the NHL schedule before the Olympic break. We see the Penguins and Sabres tied at 1-1, 6 minutes left to go in the first. And nearing the end of the opening frame, the Senators and Flyers are tied at 0s. In CFL News 880 Cheds, Dave Campbell has reported that the Elks have re-signed Jacob Plamondon, with the 27-year-old being in Edmonton since 2022. And over in basketball, Toronto and Chicago are just about to hit the court. No RJ Barrett for the Raptors. He's managing a right knee sprain. And right now we have the Wizards up 34-21 early in the second. And at the end of the first, the Magic lead 27-19 over the Nets. The final segment of the Reid Wilkins Show brings us back after the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
EST Afternoons.
We got some breaking news regarding the Canadian men's Olympic hockey team. Brayden Point has been officially ruled out. And like most of the team that was selected a few months ago, I'm going to call it lazy pick. Seth Jarvis will be his replacement. Nothing against Seth Jarvis. He's a hell of a hockey player. I still think Scheifele's having a better season. Zach Hyman's having a better season.
EST Afternoons, weekday afternoons 1 to 3, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
You already know where you should go to watch the big game. Where else but River Cree Resort and Casino? Come out to the venue for the massive football watch party on February 8th. Doors open at 3:30 with kickoff at 4:30. Your $35 ticket includes reserved seating and an all-you-can-eat buffet. Or sit in a premium black leather throne of comfort with the VIP lounge package, just $70 a seat. Don't miss out on the football action. Buy your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com. Must be 18 plus.
The road to the FIFA World Cup runs through Edmonton. See Canada Soccer's men's national team before they take on the world this summer. Canada versus Uzbekistan. June 1st, 7 p.m., Commonwealth Stadium. Tickets at Ticketmaster.ca.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching the button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
I'd also like to share this with you. Today is National Fart Day. According to the internet, National Fart Day is an unofficial, lighthearted day celebrated annually on February 5th to embrace a natural bodily function. Created to encourage humor and break the taboo surrounding flatulence, it promotes celebrating with friends, family, or simply acknowledging the body's digestive processes.
Celebrating with friends and family.
Hey guys, what would have to get together on Thursday? Oh, what's going on? Is somebody's birthday? No, it's just for National Fart Day. It's going to be a blast. National Fart Day was created in 2012 with later promotion by figures like the Queen of Fiber, Marilyn Smith. Activities include sharing jokes, light-hearted acknowledgement, and sometimes discussions on fiber-rich diets. Let her rip, everybody.
Let her rip, Tater Chip. Why don't farts do well at school?
Why is that?
They get expelled. What's invisible and smells of carrots?
What?
Rabbit farts. Why don't skeletons fart in public?
Why?
Because they haven't got the guts.
Jeez.
What do you call a dinosaur fart?
What?
A blast from the past.
If you say so.
What do you call a cat who likes to eat beans?
What?
Puss and Toots.
If you say so.
You remember, did you used to do fart noises with your hands? Like?
Oh, what I did under the armpit as a child. Oh, that, yeah. Didn't we used to do this as kids? Yeah.
That's kind of gone. I don't see kids running around playgrounds chasing the boys are chasing the girls with their arms chicken winging like they're doing a fart sound.
That was the best way to do it, though.
My wife told me fart jokes are immature. But I assured her there's a methane to the madness.
Let me tell you something here. That's nothing to be ashamed of, okay? I knew a guy, good Kingston boy, and he always held it in. And then one day someone comes to me and says, Don, Jerry's in the hospital. And I said, what going on? And they said his gut exploded because he was holding the fart. Now, he turned out okay. But if he just would have let one rip every once, and if you're with your buddies, what's the big deal? Don't do it in church or anything like that. So if all you kids out there, if you gotta let one rip, you let one rip, okay?
He who farts in church sits in his own pew.
Oh my goodness.
Oh wow.
That's very good. You ever know when a turtle's trying to force one out? I wonder what the Bionic Man would sound like on National Fart Day.
Do you remember Powdered Toast Man?
No.
I believe he was off the show Ren and Stimpy.
Okay.
And he would fart to take off.
Well, that's how he would propel himself.
That was his propellant.
Well, sounds like a natural way to do it. Are you still looking up fart jokes?
Oh, I got.
They're everywhere now.
They're
everywhere.
They're all over my page right now.
Now you're gonna have all these fart things coming up on your social media because you Googled farting. It's gonna be all over you.
What's the first rule of scuba diving?
What?
Don't fart in your wetsuit.
Jeez.
If you say so.
Wait.
Have you come at long
Yeah,
last?
hit the wrong one. That one's funny too, though.
One thing I've learned working alone all these years, binding books for the enjoyment of others, Jason Milne. He who smelt it was indeed the one who dealt it.
When should you stop telling fart jokes? When everyone tells you they stink.
Oh, my goodness.
Dun, 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 dun.
It is time for our words of the day for Edmonton Public Library. Edmonton Public Library's Intellectual Freedom Campaign. EPL won't tell you what to read, just where to find it. Intellectual freedom is your right to read, watch, listen, and explore ideas without barriers. Learn more at intellectualfreedom.ca.
The word of the day with Reid and Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
What do they got to say?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you.
Let's find out.
English, do you speak it? Then you know what I'm saying.
First word of the day. Gargantuan.
Come on.
Gargantuan.
That's actually the word of the day.
It is.
Gargantuan. Gargantuan. Extremely large. As in, even though I was on the other end of the building, I could hear the gargantuan fart on National Fart Day from Jason Milne.
I figured that was going to happen. Second word of the
Is that
the
the
day.
exact word, just extremely large?
Oh, do you want the exact?
Unusually large? What would it be?
Gargantuan describes something that is very large in size or amount. Something gargantuan is, in other words, gigantic.
Right.
Second word of the day, adulation. Adulation.
Okay. Adulation. ADJULATION. I got it wrong? ADJULATION. Adulation? How is it? I thought I had that.
There's no J.
Really?
ADULATION.
That sucks.
Crappity crap.
Adulation is
You're
like...
funny. Oh, Papa Homer.
Adulation is kind of like a form of admiration, like extreme admiration. Like Connor McDavid would have the adulation of Oilers fans.
Adulation refers to extreme or excessive admiration, flattery, or praise.
Oh, you made somebody mad.
Uh-oh.
Edmonton Oilers for life in the Nasty Chat. What the F is this Bush League word? That's easy mode. Wow.
Which one?
Well, I got one wrong. It's probably not the one I got wrong. Sometimes I know them. Edmonton Oilers for life. What am I supposed to do?
Hey, don't hate on me. I just the words that hey, okay. Hey, Edmonton Oilers for life. 1. Here you go. Here's an idea. Email me some words. If you think this was a Bush League word, send me some good ones that aren't Bush League. Jay@edmontonsportstalk.com. That's your challenge, Edmonton Oilers for life. We appreciate you.
He says gargantuan is too easy for Reid. That was pretty easy.
All right.
I don't think it's Bush League.
Like I said.
That was one of the, having said that, I was pretty confident about adulation, but it doesn't have a J in it.
The process is the process. I don't look at these words and say,
I feel like there's been more that I know, though, lately, at least how to spell.
Reid, you're getting smarter.
I certainly am, Jay.
Hello?
Thanks for noticing.
Gargantuan, yes, okay. But it's just, that's how it comes up.
You still got to nail it. You still got to spell it.
Hey, you got 3 out of 4. That ain't bad, baby.
If you say so.
All right, we got to go. Great show. Thanks for joining us. Hope we gave you some levity throughout the course of the afternoon. We're back tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Big Super Bowl focus, of course, on tomorrow's show and all day long here on Edmonton Sports Talk. On behalf of Zachary Kubish and the glue guy, Jason Milne, I'm Reid Wilkins. Have a pleasant evening.